Howdy folks, welcome to Adventures in Alberon, our 5th edition D&D campaign. I'm Joe Treff, your Dungeon Master for the evening, and joining me, as always, I have my friends Matt, Miles, Ali, and Tina. Thank you for joining us. This is our last session before the new year, so we have 2 weeks off after this, and the first session for 2022 is on the 7th, I want to say. Something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's the 7th. Tomorrow, which is the 18th of December at 7 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be joining a handful of folks for a holiday one-shot called The Legend of Claude Samta, which is DM'd by Scotty McFarland using his easy D6 system. This is going to be on the Manufactured Myth and Legerdemain channel on YouTube, so check that out. I'm going to be a player. It's going to be unique and different. We have an Instagram, at AlberonRPG. Instagram, Twitter, all those different things. There's a lot of hand-drawn maps and miniatures and things of that nature. There is art, such as a brand new piece by Sophie Bischoff, which went up tonight. That is The Death of Akka. It has a lot of cool details in it, especially Akka's arm and some of the stuff in the background. Thank you, Sophie, for doing that. So definitely check that out. That's Instagram, at AlberonRPG. And then finally, for some of the sound effects that you're hearing, some of the music, we use Sirenscape, which is a digital tool set for people who like to inject their tabletop gaming with a little bit more audio realism. So check out Sirenscape. And I think that's everything that I have. So, with that, one other thing. In February, there's going to be a second streamed campaign on the Alberon RPG channel. It is going to be called Mosaic Team 5. It is a Starfinder campaign. It is not set in the Starfinder universe. It's set in the Milky Way galaxy in the year 2250. There's a lot of environmental damage that's happened. It's actually based on the setting is based on a CDC and WHO predictive model of things that can happen, and that ties us into the galactic community. There'll be more details that are coming as that kind of gets a little bit closer in February. But a friend of the show, Olive, is doing a lot of the character art for that. So definitely check that out. It is Cowboy Bebop inspired and very space westerny. That'll be in February. With that, space. With that, we can just jump into our recap. So let me restart our
Jumping
theme
into
song.
a pool of shit.
That's where we're gonna pick off in just a second. All right. Finger Gang. Last we played, you rushed Akka, your fallen elven artificer, to the Dungannon Antiquities Collective, the community to which he belongs, in order to help resurrect the lifeless corpse that he had become. There, Oglethry covered Akka in spores, beautiful, almost psychedelic mushrooms that flourished rapidly into this body-covering mound of fungus and lichen that then seemed to wither and die, transferring its life force into the pale form of Akka, who coughed back to life. You rested, with Heinrich working to help tidy a mess he'd made when he dumped your body, or your corpse, I guess, onto the table of your group's antechamber. Morwen slept in her usual place, and Shay, you found some rest atop a 7-story tower of rust-colored stone that overlooks one of Dungannon's many bridges. In the morning, Croddock found you. And greeted you happily. He told you that the Zinni and Lorebinders had set up shop side by side in a place called the Floatstone Fortress, a giant's keep that floats on its own arcane wind thousands of feet in the air within the city of Yorn. Croddock gave you a sending stone by which you could reach Gamble. You reached out to Gamble and he told you of a discovery that might help him create a more promising way of rapid transit. At least more promising than the Iron Hawk. Back at the collective, breakfast was served using Gamble's tray. Mr. Gift was surprised to see evidence of artificing within it. You reunited on the streets and witnessed a seasonally appropriate Pretty Woman moment from Morwen, as she now wore Akka's cloak, per the terms of their previous agreement. You all went to the Verdant Ogre, and slowly drank the day away while discussing possible plans and getting swindled by Morwen at cards. Finally, as the sun dipped low and seemed that Finn wouldn't arrive, in the door burst the dog Baru, Bear, the Hound John, after that Vanrid, Torch, and finally Finn, the leader of your found family, Morwen. You introduce them to your friends, and the groups seem to settle together fairly nicely. Finn realized that you were all the Finger Gang, after hearing you speak about slaying Kindscale. He hadn't realized at first, seeing as how Guntir was no longer part of your group, and Morwen has been characterized by many abroad as a bugbear. You spoke to the lorebinder Boron, who indicated that Karanza Billows could bring you and several others to Yorn. She arrived quickly. You put her up at a modest inn, and then returned to the Raging Harmony, a ship that was more home to you, Morwen, than anywhere else. Everyone, that is, except for you, Akka, who, under the supervision of Houndjon and Vanrid, now lower yourself into the Dungannon harbor as the sewage of the city's more advanced septic system drains with the tide into the emerald expanse beyond. Give me just 1 second to pull up an appropriate soundtrack for you. That's gross. I would never do something like that. Gosh. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I wonder what the sound's gonna be like.
I don't know. Give me a second here.
Pretty accurate.
Oh, great.
Wow. It's like you're all getting the experience of being in a toilet with me.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Akka.
This is true immersion.
Yeah. No, I really... Sirenscape, everybody. Let me actually...
If I had
bring this to
heard
you.
these sounds last week, I wouldn't have done this.
Well, you know. And Das, howdy. Akka, as you sink beneath the chilly waters of Dungannon, you can already feel the undertow pulling at you. Through the goggles and with your low-light vision, you can see a forest of posts with thick wooden poles that hold the docks up about 16 to 18 feet down, where they anchor beneath the sand and stone. Closer to the shore, the sand rapidly climbs and transitions to sort of the rocks that form the shoreline itself. You can see as you kind of drop down and below, the sand is littered with broken barrels, elements of like wood jutting out into almost like fingers that seem to stretch out from the bottom. You can see there are these sort of waving bits of, I guess in the dark, kind of grayish looking seagrass that kind of grasps out at your legs. What do you want to do?
I'm going to go down. Can I see the bottom?
Yeah, bottom, as you like kind of submerge yourself in, it's about 15 feet beneath you.
Okay. I'm going to swim down to the bottom and follow the current, scanning for the porcelain, not the porcelain, the beast figurine.
Okay. Make a perception check as you swim down. Your armor definitely helps you lower yourself into the ocean, and you can feel as you go down, the water is not smooth. There are things that kind of caress you and hit you as you go. You feel them pulled. Yeah, it's definitely chunky. You feel with the undertow, things kind of hit you. Some more solid than others.
Candy festival recently.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Some candy stuck in your...
So that's dirty 20 minus 3, so 17.
17. And you look around at the bottom, and as you do, you see little flits of movement. There are fish here, tiny little silvery minnow-looking
the
fish.
poor things.
What was that?
So the poor things.
Yeah. I mean,
Beautiful
you know,
ecosystem.
yeah, there are things that they can eat there.
Life finds a way.
You get down to the bottom and you begin to kind of sift through. You have to pull aside these like gross elements of almost like it's like
I'm doing
hair
that
that's
with
come
my
together.
mind.
Sure. So with the telepathy, actually, the water almost vibrates in front of you, making it a little harder to see.
Yeah, I'm
But-
not using my hands as much as possible for
Sure.
this.
You move these things aside, and here and there, little schools of fish burst out from the seaweed, but you don't seem to find any kind of figurine or bag.
All right, I'm gonna like kind of. The current's pretty strong, right? Going out, presumably.
You feel it pulling out. It's not strong enough that it's like redirecting
It's not,
your
like,
body,
pulling
but
out.
yeah.
I'm gonna follow the current, probably like scanning the bottom to see if there's anything. Maybe like another 30 feet or so, and then go back up and call it lost.
Make a perception check.
Ooh. That was a natural 20,
Nice.
so 27 minus 3.
Okay.
24.
So you stop, and in this moment, feeling things moving over you and these gross sort of feelings, even though you are bundled up, you can feel it in parts of your skin and definitely in your exposed hair. You feel your hair kind of trailing behind and every now and then getting caught in things. But you let yourself drift with this current over this disgusting field of almost brown hair that seems to be anchored into the ground. And for just a second, maybe the clouds clear overhead, but you can see in a shaft of moonlight in the bottom of this gross bay, which certainly in the moonlight you can see the color is brown. You get a glint of something.
Can I telepathy it up and out of the silt and see what it is? As I make my way to the surface with it.
Sure.
'Cause I'm done with being in poop water.
Yeah, absolutely. You pull it up towards you, and as you see it displace some of the sand, making a little bit of a cloud in the water, you see the glint is from the same kind of metallic cord that was wrapped around the bag that Finn had just thrown into the water. This is the same bag.
Nice. Okay, I found it.
So you make your way up towards the surface, and within seconds, you breach the surface. There is nobody still watching you. They've kind of abandoned this disgusting pursuit.
Immediately, magical tinkering. I'm making 5 different scents on myself to just no more poopies.
Sure. The calligraphy flares to life off
It's
your
like
armor.
cinnamon, vanilla,
Just different
cloves,
And shit.
a little bit. No. What's
Marcel
like a
doesn't
Still
erase
shit.
smell.
pine?
It smells like
And-
somebody in desperation after having horrible diarrhea at a holiday
like
party
fucking-
dumped every poopery
all
flavor
the
they
Axe
could.
body spray in the world just mixed in as one.
I'll tell you.
Not a sponsor.
That'll be enough to keep people away enough from you not to get close enough to smell it. You still smell like shit.
Absolutely.
Like potpourri shit.
Yeah.
You pull yourself up onto the dock, kind of drifting over all of this water dripping off you. As you do, you can see little elements splash onto the deck, and there are bits of seaweed and other things that fall. But in your hand, you now hold this bag, almost like a velvety kind of thing, although slick and wet. You open it and look in. There's a rock.
Where is Finn?
You look around, and at the moment, it is dark. There are a few other people on the docks. There are a couple of other ships that are still in this area, and people do walk here and there. It's only about 8 o'clock at
I'm
night.
flying back onto the deck of the ship,
Okay.
and I'm looking for Morwen. I'm looking for Heinrich. I'm looking for everyone, but especially Finn.
Sure. So Morwen, Finn, and I want to say Heinrich are all below deck. Where are you, Shay? Also below?
I would have gone up to the crow's nest.
Okay, so up in the crow's nest. At the moment, the only people that you see on deck are the Hound John and these 2 dogs that are kind of up on the port side of the ship, looking out at the ocean.
What's your name? Hi.
And you see this older guy, kind of balding, the hair dark, comes down, has a big beard that kind of looks like there's an attempt to keep it clean, but definitely it's a dagger job at sea. Okay. But this is somebody who is called John. He's been called the Hound John. But he turns around and he looks at you, sort of scratching the head of one of these big black dogs, and turns around. What?
Where's Finn and Morwen and other people?
Probably below deck.
All right, thanks. I'm just going right down.
Elf.
Aka. Yes, that's my name.
You smell like shit.
Yes, I know. This is why I need to find them.
And cinnamon.
It's not the. Yeah, this is not. Just gonna go.
You just kind of turn and walk. He nods, following, and you can see one of the dogs begins to turn, and then you hear this kind of whimper as it turns away from you. But you splosh down the steps towards the lower deck. Morwen, Heinrich, the way that the Raging Harmony is laid out, if you go below, there are 2 stairs that go down and then kind of go. The lower deck runs the length of the ship pretty much. I'm gonna. I don't have my map with me. So in the first lower deck, there aren't really rooms. You can see areas along the side of the ship where there should be places for 5 cannons on either side. There are no cannons. You'd remember Finn saying something about selling a lot of stuff. There are stairs at the very back of the aft part of the ship that go down to a lower deck. As you walk in that direction, you can see below there are rooms there. This is a very, very large open space. There is like maybe like 70 feet long, kind of from the front to the back. In the back, there is a place where you can see walls, maybe having been removed or at least shortened. They kind of come out a little bit, but there's nothing to finish them. Maybe like 15 feet wide, almost like a doorway, but more of like a hall. There are 2 masts that come down through. You saw 3 of them, but there's like a smaller one up in the front that probably doesn't go through the ship.
Nice galley.
There's a few things kind of scattered around on this deck. You can see a few beds that have been bolted into the sides of the walls where there used to be these kind of cannon covers. All relatively new, most unmade. And that's mostly what's on that second deck. What are you all doing? At the moment, you are waiting for Carranza, who is supposed to meet you sometime early the next morning. So
I think
thought
I was like
just
jumping
being-
on a bed.
I think I was being given a tour still or something.
Oh
Finn-
yeah, I think that's what we were doing.
Yeah, you're showing me around, or Finn was showing
Finn
me around.
was.
Sure. So Finn shows you this first deck and then takes you below. It's much more narrow here. There's a hallway and there are 4 gas lanterns that kind of run the length. There are 2 rooms off on either side, so 4 rooms in total. And near the front, again, almost mirroring the back of the last deck, kind of a semi-enclosed space that is just a variety of crates and things kind of stacked up, almost like storage near the front. Just kind of opening up each room, you can see there is one room that is being used to house almost like dry goods. You can see some of the boxes marked as food. There is like a number of barrels that seem to hold alcohol. The room off and onto the right side, there are tables and benches, no chairs, but kind of like these long wooden benches, almost like a dining room. Morwen, you would know that beneath this, there is almost like a half deck that is used for storing less savory items that maybe need to be kind of hidden.
Smuggler's hatch.
Yeah, exactly. But that is not something that is part of the tour.
Well, it's nice. It's nice.
Finn straightens up a little bit, and you can see sort of human, shorter brown hair, this kind of fine leather clothing, but he nods. It's pretty good. It's home for now, anyways.
Yeah? You got your sights set on something else?
Family.
Other than always up and up, I guess.
Yeah, no, we're looking for family.
Right. Well, yeah, Resurrection Stone, I'm assuming having something to do with that. Sorry.
I think everybody's lost somebody recently. You know, I think we can all kind of relate.
Yeah, things aren't going so great. But where we're going tomorrow is awesome. I think you're going to love it. It's literally the stuff of legend that you can walk on and check out.
What is it's like a flying city?
Yeah. Which, again, be prepared for cold.
Yeah, no, that's kind of something that I haven't really experienced. There are not like flying cities, but in Everest there are these spires, and as part of them there are these platforms that kind of like orbit around them, and there are elves that kind of sit up there and they kind of look down on everybody. I didn't really understand the whole purpose of it, but
Nice. Never mind.
all right. Well, something similar. I don't think flying is anything extraordinary necessarily, but I look forward to seeing it.
It's pretty cool. Be warned,
Giants
it's not
used to live there.
comfortable. Giants. It's giant size and ancient, and only recently becoming re-inhabited, apparently.
It's hard to take stuff because everything's so big.
Right. Yeah, you found a really cool like helmet or something, and it was just like a little hut for you. Like that big.
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
I don't think that happened.
Okay.
I mean, all right. Either way, that seems pretty cool.
I messaged you. I'm like, yeah, of course it didn't, but like, whatever. You get it. You get it. It's the thing.
I just remember making biscuits on a giant bed.
Okay.
Well, that seems likely, but I
Stone bed, no less.
just to make sure that we're all kind of on the same page, what is our plan going forward from there? I mean, we're going to this place.
Going to that place because I have pretty decent intel that there's a far easier to access Stone of Resurrection.
In the giant place.
No, that's the closest point that we can get to immediately. And then from there, the Feywild. Close by.
The Feywild.
Yeah, a little more unpredictable, less precarious than the place you guys were headed before, given the ongoing.
Oh, you know what? I've seen some evidence of this place before in Everest. It's like there are places that aren't quite lined up with the rest of Alberon, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and you are quite well read and researched for this stuff. I'm impressed.
we did a lot of research in Hopewell. They have libraries and archives and things like that.
Right.
So I pride myself on being a well-learned person.
I see. Like,
You've
you are
met
the
Morwen.
captain and leader, or whatever the title is that you have.
Freaking genius over here.
I did just kind of bowl over that comment.
A lot of people kind of listen to what I say, but there isn't really a leader.
All right, fine.
We call ourselves the Mud Brotherhood. There used to be two of us, sort of an, what's it called? Jeez, now I'm forgetting a word.
Fraternity?
Yeah, kind of a fraternity, you know.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's like an impromptu name. I don't know what.
A nickname? Pseudonym?
Yeah, kind of a nickname.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Moniker?
A moniker? Moniker. Yeah, let's go with that.
Monica. Okay.
A little bit of moniker. And you're like, it sounds
I learned recently that there is a Bob the Builder version of Mamba Number 5.
no.
Oh, like an officially.
no.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Anyways,
Must.
not a
really
spoiler.
just reanimating that corpse.
Wait, do you have any bits of boon?
Bits of bobs?
No.
Oh, okay. We brought back some people just using, like a loose finger and stuff. So I was just wondering.
That's the kind of like magic resurrection stuff. Boone's not really in a place where I think that would work.
What does that mean? Where is he?
Let's talk later.
I'm gonna message to you more and be like, let me know if he means the same place that Guntir was.
Hell?
You can see he just kind of
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't
What?
making a gesture to let her know I was communicating with her, so I guess that makes sense that you would just talk out loud.
Yeah. What?
Hell?
What about it?
Is that what you meant?
I didn't say anything.
Look, you seem pretty tired, so if you want, now is a great time to get some rest. I really wouldn't mind doing that. We just got in from a pretty long trip, so
Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna go up on deck just for a bit. That's it.
yeah, no help. I mean,
In reality, I'm gonna go up on deck all night. I'm not gonna be sitting downstairs in an enclosed space near Akka, who smells really bad.
sure. Yeah.
You haven't seen me yet.
I can smell you from here,
But
probably.
we know.
So
got
at
it.
We know
about
you
this
dove into the
point,
water, so I'm playing
We
it
heard that
forward.
kerplunk.
The
I would say
logical progression of
as this conversation is happening, you can hear above on the deck above you the kind of this like
Heavy-
armored figure
heavy armor.
walking, and then after you hear that footstep, maybe like a minute later, suddenly this like low tide smell just seeps through the floorboards.
Low
It's
tide
not-
near
not
like
good.
the Yankee Candle Factory.
I'm
though.
Yeah.
looking. I'm on the hunt.
Then
for them.
vanilla.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to sleep on my little top bunk.
Okay.
But if like anybody comes in and wakes me up, you know that cat that's like on the stairways, like pathetic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
Fantastic. Okay.
From my up high bunk, just
You're sitting
Yeah.
like on the edge.
I'll lift my head and
There's
beam.
definitely a point during the night where Vanrid, this kind of blue-skinned elf, comes in and just sees you like glaring over the side, and he just sighs and says, "It's good to have you back, Morwen."
Good night.
And just
Who did
crawls
disturb
back
my
into his
slumber?
bed. Sure.
Yes.
You are looking for people, and so as you walk around, you would see Heinrich on his way up.
Yeah. They're like, oh, hey, Akka, did you find what
Where's
you were looking
Finn?
for? He's just down there. What?
Not stopping. I'm
Fine. I'll just keep going.
He kind of like shoulders
I'll do like
past
one of those
you.
half turns of like, Okay. I'll go like up to the top. I'll stand near the stairs in case I hear arguing.
And as he passes, you can hear his footsteps kind of squish with each step, and the smell, this weirdly sickly sweet smell, combined with the smell of the harbor, definitely it's unpleasant, unstrange.
To be fair, I don't know that any of that happened. I didn't see him throw the thing in the oven. Like
No,
my passive
true.
perception's so low, I missed all of the reasons why you jumped in the water, and then we went downstairs before
True.
you jumped in the water.
Absolutely true.
So I am unawares of all of this whole thing.
So you stomp past, kind of heading down to the lower deck. You would pass Vanrid the elf. There is a tiefling sleeping way towards the back, but Finn is kind of sitting on his own bunk. If you want to talk to him,
I'm going right up to him. I'm like shoving the bag into his like chest.
okay. He kind of looks down on it and goes, "That's pretty gross." What do
No
you,
more games, please. Just
No Finn
I
in
will-
games.
I will pay you. Just give me back the item, please. I need to go. I smell like shit. I want to go take a nap. I just please. I don't want to. I like you. You seem like a nice guy, but please, just I need this.
You know, I would. I just don't have it anymore.
What you? Does he actually not
Make an
have
insight check.
Oh my god. That's like a 4. 5.
Oh, okay. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. But he smiles and just kind of goes, "Look, you know, if I had it, I would give it to you, but I don't."
You had it in the bag. The bag went in the water. I got the bag, but there's nothing in here but a rock. So where did it go?
Yeah, no, I put the rock in there.
Yeah, where did you put the other thing?
Here's the thing, Mr. Aka. If you're going to spend some time around, you know, the people, the Mud Brotherhood, we have a sharing mentality because all of us like to take things.
I will share my money with you for that item.
Okay.
That is more valuable to me than the money that I have that I will give you. We'll share these things.
And look, Mr. Aka, as tempting as it is to take advantage of you, I, again, don't have your item. You'll have to go around and ask some of the other people because somebody else has taken it at this point. This happens a lot. The things that are in your pocket are not always going to be in your pocket. You can just kind of take things from other people. You know, no harm, no foul.
I'm very familiar with that. Thank you. So someone else on the ship has it, or
That would
just
be my guess,
someone... Is Morwen around in this general area?
She's upstairs. You didn't see her, but are you asking, Finn?
No.
Up.
How many other people are in this room right now?
In this room, nobody down below.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going back out and just asking everyone that I see. Like,
Going up to the second floor, it's not too hard. It's a huge open space.
Yeah.
You can see over in the bunk, like staring down the two big eyes of Morwen, just like looking down from the bunk, almost condescendingly at everybody.
Pathetic.
looking up at Morwen like, do you have it?
And then there's just like, my tail just lifts for a second and there's a gleam of something for just a second. Of what?
I point to the gleam.
You mean this?
Is it actually the thing that I want?
Are you holding up the thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So all of a sudden,
No, do you not remember?
Yeah, it's like a ram, gold
Yeah.
ram or
Okay.
something.
it's a goat technically. Well, yeah. So you can see in Morwen's paw this golden goat or ram statuette, tiny. The eyes seeming to almost glare angrily even from this distance. But yeah, the item that you're looking for sure.
Can I please have that?
What will I get in return?
I will let you keep wearing my cape for...
Oh, it's still on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how humiliating.
You probably would have had someone hold it before it jumped in the water anyways.
Oh,
It's kinda
man.
lucky that
For-
happened.
Yeah, true. You're welcome.
One more day. You can keep it.
I'm bored of it now.
What's it gonna take?
What is it gonna take?
All the stuff back that you traded before.
Yes! I want my dragon scales!
I don't have them anymore.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Saw me give them
Let's see,
away.
what do I want? What do I want? What do you want? So tomorrow, when we go see my little old grung friend, is he ugly?
Grunter?
Yeah.
Heavens, yes.
All right.
He's
then
not
you
a
have to-
good-looking.
Then you have
no.
to give him a really big compliment, say he's handsome, and blow him a kiss.
Fine, whatever. Just give me the thing.
All right. Doesn't count if I don't see it, just so you know.
Okay.
No, you can get the thing once you blow him a kiss. Well, if I give it to you now, you could just not do it.
I will do it. I gave you the cape after you gave me the stuff. This is not.
From about 20 feet away, laying down in one of the other bunks now, you can actually hear the blue-skinned elf kind of call out, not looking over to you. If you gave her something, you're not going to get it back.
I didn't give it to her. She took it. Ah! Okay. Give it to me
Hit
now.
on, Guntir. Hit on.
Give it to me now. And I
Not a
will do all of that stuff with your weird little raisin grun friend.
Okay. And only then will you get your cape back.
Give it to me now. And you can keep the cape until I do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I dangle it with my tail a little bit, like
A telepath. Telepathy, grab it from her tail.
Okay. Make a... That's going to be like an athletics... I guess, what is the telepathy? That's a... use your spell
it's-
check modifier? Or,
Usually I think it's, my int, my spell check.
So yeah, make that against like a... That's like a sleight of hand check for Morwen, I guess, if you're just trying to pull it away.
Alright.
Thank you, Blue Box RPG.
What's
Sleight of hand check.
I'm so
Sleight of
sorry.
hand.
What did you do? I was responding
Roll-
to
roll your
us.
D20
Swipe
and
it.
tell
I'm
us.
swiping. I'm swiping from you.
Okay, swipe or no swiping. What am I competing with?
You'll find out when
Make a slide.
you
An
roll.
athletics check. So Akka is trying to pull that thing out of your tail
Makes
with his
sense.
tail.
Oh no, he can. No,
Oh,
no, I'm
okay.
not really. No, I was being an asshole and just like,
Okay.
But like, if you're gonna grab it, I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
give it to you.
I'm just.
No,
fucking
I'm just
grabbing it with
being
my
a
brain.
jerk. I'm gonna
So
let
with the
you have it.
telepathy, you pull it from Morwen's tail, and this magical golden ram statue floats to your hand.
magically put it directly into a pocket or like my satchel.
Sure.
Hold that like with a death grip, and I say, "I will see you in the morning." And I leave.
Okay.
The whole time I'm giving the pathetic look.
I will be back here. No, wherever we're meeting Carranza. I will be back there. I will meet you there tomorrow. Good night. And I leave. I'm going back to the collective.
Okay. You just hear Akka stomp and then squish slightly up the stairs and onto the deck. And you begin to make your way through the docks and eventually up to Sonoso and then to the Antiquities Collective.
And I am taking a shower and going to sleep.
Wise idea. Shay, you see from the crow's nest Akka leave. Is there anything you're doing?
Just keeping watch and then resting.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm going to meditate.
You go back in that direction. Is there anything anybody's doing now before we kind of go to a long rest, or anything you want to do tonight?
Probably give that back to Mr. Gift, the item that I just retrieved.
Okay.
And I have to take a look at my
Back into
infusions,
safekeeping.
but I think I'm gonna keep these infusions for tonight.
Okay, sure. So you bring that back, no problem. Heinrich, are you doing anything as you wait kind of the night out?
Yeah, I'll do some booking.
Okay. So you studying Elvish? What do you...
No, I'm gonna ask about this resurrection stone in the Feywild.
Alrighty. So we'll cut over to you then.
And then obviously Elvish for the night.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second here. So up on the dock, or up on the top of the ship, I guess, at night, after maybe like another 20 minutes or so, the Hound John leaves and goes downstairs. You can see off, kind of up in the front of the boat, the 2 dogs kind of find a place to sleep. So after too long, it's kind of just you, and you can still see people moving around in Dungannon. It's a pretty busy city, so even at this time of night, maybe 10 o'clock, still a lot going on.
Okay. The other people return from the bar? The ones who you were saying to keep watch on the boat?
Which ones?
The other people who weren't joining us? They were like...
They're still they're all still on the boat.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so they all are on the boat, okay.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I'll just take a seat on the, stairs leading up to the mast.
Sure.
And pull out the book.
Okay, so you pull out this very plain brown book.
No, the
Not the learning to.
not the learning book.
Not the learning
the asking book.
The other
Gotcha.
learning book.
The asking book, not the reading book. The asking,
The asking book. The
Yeah.
active learning book.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
The-
pull it out
the
and open it up.
The interactive book.
Yeah.
The really, really cool version of a choose your own adventure book.
Sure, so you pull out this ancient tome that connects you to your patron.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
As you're
I don't know
thinking, you can
anything
just hear
about the Feywild.
this paddle boat go by somewhere
Yeah.
in the distance.
I'm just like,
Just ask
There's
the
no-
damn question.
I don't know anything about the Feywild. I better not ask a stupid question. Is there a resurrection stone in the Feywild near the conjunction point called the Frost Line?
Interesting. Okay. So you write this out, these celestial glyphs coming from your pen and then sinking down to the page as if they're vanishing beneath water, and they reemerge and they speak. There is no resurrection stone in the Frost Line. There are those who could meet the ends you seek.
Interesting. Hence the original vague answer. Okay. Who would it be in the Frost Line / Feywild there that I would need to seek?
That vanishes, and 2 answers emerge. There are 2.
Uh-huh.
The Good Witch Gilly.
Gilly?
Yep.Ghillie.
Uh-huh.
Or Omen.
OHM?
Omen.
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 Is that the bad witch?
Out there.
Also, good witch.
Decent witches.
The Ite Witch.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The middle. Alright, okay. Since I got 2 answers out of that, I'm going to push my luck and say, how would I find both of these people or creatures?
Witches.
It is a longer answer that reemerges.
Mhm.
The Frost Line wanders through you as much as you wander through it. To find anything there would be a challenge. But Heinrich, should you travel to the Frost Line, Omen will find you.
Okay. Damn it, that's my 3 questions. My last one was
Roll
gonna
a
be,
D1 roll a
is that
D100.
Good or bad? D Hundo,
Mhm.
62.
All right, no worries.
Okay.
Oh shit.
It's been a long time since you've asked all 3 questions.
Yeah, that's true. I don't remember ever having to roll a Hundo.
You haven't done 3 questions for a long time.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. I mean, great. So, close the book, put it in the holster, reach into the, not bag of holding, but the handy
Handy haversack.
haversack, and pull out the Elvish book and just like flick it back open.
Sure, and you can start reading and learning even more Elvish. It's 3 more hours. What are you at now?
I am at 95.5 hours.
Dang, dude.
Somehow you gave me,
3.
because you gave me a half an hour at some point.
Yeah. I can't remember what that was. I think it was like an interrupted
Yeah,
honest
I
or
think I was
something like that.
interrupted. Yeah, I like missed my stop.
That was your Duolingo. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
Alright.
broke my streak and I had to fight an owlbear.
Anything else over the night? That would be amazing. Wow.
Duolingo.
Hang on.
Yeah, there's
that's
your fucking next one-shot
There
idea.
it is.
Duolingo owlbear. Okay. I'm doing something with that.
It's all
That's
colored.
that's
You're gonna
going
come
to make.
stomping at you. You broke your streak.
No, at some point there's going to be an owlbear tutor named like Duel or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Anything
Okay.
else that you're gonna do over the course of the night?
That for as long as I can,
Okay.
while breaking to, I don't know, watch the stars for any
Stars.
like,
Sudden movements.
yeah, literally, and also premonition-y vibes.
When
and stuff.
twinkles and
I saw
Not that I can like. I'm not divinity inclined, but being a celestial puts me like adjacent to it, albeit a long distance, and so like I don't know, seems to fit somehow.
Okay. You take some time and kind of watch the stars. Actually, let's see what the weather is. Da-da-da. It is clear skies, 46 degrees. So, looking out into the stars, you can see shimmering, and most notably to you, the blue star of Aurelian still kind of glimmering, brighter than most of the other stars.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh.
see familiar constellations, some a little bit different than you're used to.
Yeah, because they're pretty far.
Yeah.
Talon shows low.
Oh,
Thanks, Talon. Really nice timing when I'm doing weird divinity-ish stuff.
Look at the sky.
And the stars align
star
and
is
just-
getting closer and closer.
Yeah. Okay.
Shay, you're
This is
just.
just different here. That's it.
It's just a little different. You notice that some of the constellations have shifted, and from this part of
Rotated closer
Dominion,
to
the sky,
horizon,
yeah,
et cetera, et cetera.
the sky is a little different.
Yeah. What do I get for hour total?
Shay, make a perception check if you're just going to watch over the course of the night before you go to sleep.
30.
30. You watch. You see Heinrich kind of sit in the stairs leading up to the area where the wheel is to kind of steer the ship on the aft part of this boat. Reads for a little while. You watch as Akka wanders down the dock and through the thinning crowd and then up the stairs. And
Very defeated.
yeah, just shoulders slumped, not looking super happy as this elf. And to be fair, he died pretty recently. But you find sleep without issue. Morwen, other than judge people from your bunk, is there anything that you're doing for the night?
No, just sleeping. And then kneading the cape a little bit. Doing a lot of like movements and therefore getting a lot of cat hair on it.
Okay. As you're
Unintentionally, but it
manipulating,
happens.
as you're manipulating this thing and kind of working with this cloak,
What's
you're
it made out of? Is it scratchy? Is it wool? What's the situation? The soft?
It's well worn. It's like, you know.
Okay. So it's cozy.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, you know, probably made out of like a durable, because it's, you know, protect from the elements and stuff.
So like canvasy? Comfy
Probably
canvasy?
more like wool,
Okay,
like
okay.
a nice wool.
and it is comfortable. And as you sit beneath the
Like
Raging
wool
Harmonies
lined
deck
leather or something,
Sure, sure.
on this bunk that you're familiar with, and for the first time in a very long time, sleeping in what is for you home. So excited are you that you have trouble kind of controlling your claws, and there is a point where you look down and there are long shreds in the material. That is Talon's woe.
In the cape?
Yeah. Got just a little carried away. Thanks, Talon.
Talon, you ruined Aka's cape.
Thanks, Talon.
Amazing. I dodged a bullet there.
Oh.
You look down and just, oof.
Oopsie
How
poopsie.
bad?
You won't notice until we get to Yorn.
You won't notice until you see it, but there is probably about a foot long, like 4 claws that have just gone straight down through ribbons. That part. So, you know, not
Sleep
great.
biscuits.
So I'm going to hold you to that foot.
Okay. Akko, we'll go to you now. Give me just 1 second. Da-da-da. I'm trying to remember if I put the Dungannon Antiquities Collective in.
Sleep biscuits, my bad.
Sleep biscuits.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It happens.
Catches all of us eventually.
There you go.
I am all too familiar with the sleep biscuits. Not those
So-
kind.
Aka, you make your way through Sonosa without issue. The sort of crowds thinning. Thinning.
Morwen, that's literally, yeah. I had to type it because I didn't want to like side rail
The
it or
friggin' poop
derail
water
us.
too? Oh my god.
Oh god, the harbor poop
Yeah.
water. Don't open your mouth to that.
Oh boy. So after a little bit, you make your way to the wooden door beneath the Touffet Museum, and opening it, you make your way into the very familiar stone hallways underneath. And walking to the end and opening a door, you make your way into the anteroom of the Dungannon Antiquities Collective. Sitting there at the table, this map mostly uncovered now, looking very tired is Mr. Gift. Now probably about 11 o'clock at night.
I'm probably like not even able to make eye contact with him at this point.
And he does look up and immediately almost kind of covers his face slightly and just goes, Aka, you smell
Yeah, I know.
quite badly.
The Mud Brothers borrowed this, and I am returning it now.
You set down this little golden ram statue. Mr. Gift looks at it and goes to pick it up before looking at you, his nose curling, and he takes a step back. I'll put that away later, or maybe have Ogle3 do it.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, you know, I mean, thanks for saving my life again.
Really, you should thank Ogle3. It is him who did it. Aka, is there anything that you will need for this trip that you're taking?
Sleep. Well, not sleep, but, you know.
Shower.
I'm gonna clean up. So, yeah, we have to go. I think we're going to Yorn now. Giant.
Oh, I'm
land in the
familiar,
sky,
yes.
yeah. We're gonna go there, and I guess they're looking for the resurrection stone still. So we're gonna go there, and then we're gonna come back.
Aka, does it trouble you at all that they're looking for this thing?
Very much so.
There
yes.
are others that can resurrect. You, for instance. To use the stone means the individual likely undead.
Yeah, that's kind of why it's all very unsettling, because with Zeistries, I feel like that's something that we don't want to bring into the knowledge of other people,
No.
especially a group of pirates. Nice enough, but they're still pirates. They stole that, borrowed it. There's some code or something.
It seems like stealing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But you know, they share, so they share it all. You just don't share it with the people that they steal it from.
If I could suggest,
Yeah.
mention to them that if they do need something to perhaps ask.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really gonna matter, but I would probably not let them back in unless you had like very close eyes on them the whole time, like very close.
Dre is supposed to return tomorrow, so if
That's good.
they do come back, I will have her keep an eye.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thanks again. I'm gonna clean up and fill you in with the rest of the details before I think we're meeting up at the inn. Is that out of context? Is that where we're going? Where did we end up leaving Carranza? I thought it was
She's
the inn.
She's
right?
at the end, yeah.
Okay.
I was
it's, like,
just
right-
gonna lead everyone
Okay,
there.
yeah, so that's right next door. So
Yeah.
I gotta go meet them in the morning. So I should sleep and I should rest. And, yeah.
Very well. Well, if you do think of anything else that you need for this journey, please let me know.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
He turns back to his maps, and you head off and take a very long shower.
Very sad. I'm just like the arm on the wall, just kind of like the water is just like washing over me. Just
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
You're in full armor too, I imagine.
no,
So
so
I'm not taking it. I just need a shower.
I would probably
Yeah.
doff the armor, but have the retaining piece of it that would stay on.
the part that Iron Man would always wear that everything would reassemble to.
Yeah.
Sure.
And probably place it somewhere to also get rinsed out and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. And as you do, the water discolors before it runs down the drain. It's not a pleasant experience, but you do feel cleaner afterwards.
Okay.
All of you can mark off a long rest.
Yay.
I don't think that changes anything.
Are you close enough to us, or do we have to be in the same room?
He has to be able to see you, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's really just when we're out adventuring.
He has
Yeah.
to be watching us sleep.
Yeah, it's an important part of him. He has
I
to
have to- yeah.
very mindfully watch.
All night, too. All night.
Yeah.
I don't sleep or blink.
You just-
I just stare. And then you wake up somehow
sleep.
feeling...
Ew! Ew! I wasn't expecting that.
No, but it feels
Yeah, that's
great.
the whole
It
thing.
feels what you feel. You feel invigorated.
You
by
just
it.
wake up and Heinrich's like, did you have a good sleep? Unblinking.
Yay!
No, I just.
Tell me what
it's
it
just
feels like.
At the end, as long as you're within like
I remember
a
how
reasonable
you
setting.
sleep.
Yeah.
Anyways. Shay, you wake first, being the first to find sleep. Give me just one moment. Let me pull up just the daytime Dungannon. As you wake up, kind of seeing the gray sky and then eventually the sun take place, is there anything that you're doing before people wake up?
Just my normal monkey business.
Sounds good. Normal monkey business. You begin to stretch up in the crow's nest. Morwen. You wake up kind of seeing in the sort of downstairs place, Torch and Vanred still asleep. You see Finn kind of just moving around. There's like a bag that he has, but seeing you awake, he comes over. Morwen, who are we taking with us
I don't know.
on this trip?
I don't know.
Because there's like a certain number of people that can go, right? So
8.
So you, me, Heinrich,
Yeah.
Akka,
Yeah.
Goddess Girl,
Shay.
Shay. Who else?
Does 8 people include
No.
her? Okay. So in addition to.
Correct.
I don't know. I think that's kind of up to you.
Up to me?
Yeah.
I mean,
And I've been away for a while. I don't really know who the best is suited for a potentially very cold and interesting adventure. No, it is going to be very cold. That's not the potentially. I meant cold and potentially very interesting adventure.
yeah. So part of me is like thinking maybe we just leave most of the people here to look out for the boat, and then when we come back, we could bring.
Take the dogs.
I mean,
Just
you're not there.
That's a weird request.
Just think about it. For right now, I'm kind of of the mind leaving everybody else here, and then just
Literally
kinda,
everyone?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I don't give a
I mean,
shit.
Torch isn't going to like it. He's a tiefling. I'm surprised that your friend is going to enjoy, like, Arctic temperatures. It's not something that this...
I didn't say enjoy.
Well, he's a little bit older, so I don't think Torch is going to want to go. Vanred is Vanred, and he's going to want to stay somewhere near the ocean. That's just what sea elves are like. I mean, I'm sure everybody will go if we ask, but...
Well, should we bring the guy with the sunburn? It might help him, feel better.
Yeah, we can bring him.
Yeah. See how he does.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
That seems like a bear.
Killing
That seems like
NPCs.
literally just like bring him to his death.
He's somebody who I do want to kind of find out more about and see what he's made of. I mean, we know
Yeah,
how
well,
everybody
he
else works.
might die.
I'm just imagining we
Oh,
end
we
up
all die
teleporting
eventually.
there, and the first thing he
Well,
does
yeah,
is like,
but he-
whoa, and falls off and dies.
He looks like he could die easily, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, when we first met him, the whole thing was he claimed surviving some kind of a haunted house or something like that, and then ran away, was terrified, wanted to get out to the ocean. He did okay. He doesn't really understand sunlight and stuff like that, but give him some time.
Right. Can't you also get really badly sunburned from snow?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not that Morwen
You know
would
what this is?
that.
Yeah,
You
this
guys-
maybe
you
isn't a
guys-
good idea.
Yeah.
I don't
Too
know
late.
if I can get sunburned, but I don't know if I know what this is.
Cats could probably get sunburned.
Maybe. Hot skin. All right, you know, let's talk to everyone else. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable making this decision personally.
Okay. Yeah. No, we can ask everybody. I just kind of thought, while everybody's asleep, before there's any hurt feelings, we don't have to leave anybody behind. We don't have to make any invitations. We figured out earlier.
Pick favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll talk to everybody.
Okay. Sure.
Heinrich, after a little bit, Morwen, Finn make their way up on deck.
Mm-hmm.
The three of you are united. Shay, you see them kind of below. If you want to join, you can.
I will.
Okay. So all of you, save Akka, now are up on the deck of the Raging Harmony.
Probably just wait when I get up, just get some breakfast and go wait outside for them to show up.
Okay.
Some more old bread.
Yeah.
No,
Get
I
to-
might go to somewhere that's kind of close by, while I have the chance to have an actual meal.
Roll a D100.
in town,
Sure.
because I have 4 hours where I could go and eat somewhere while still resting.
Yeah. No, Dungannon has great food.
36.
36. You didn't find any, though. As you walk around.
Bugs. More bugs.
You
More
do know
bugs.
there is some good food. As you're kind of rushing and you know that you have this
good food.
appointment, you stop at the
You do
closest
not
place.
find
It's
it.
just a little corner store on the side. And, interestingly enough, the only thing that they have left in stock, you got there a little late, is some bread. And it's the fourth time in a row you've eaten bread, but it's
Damn,
there. And
that's
it's
the
warm.
Harvey
even
boy.
more woes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks,
so while
Talon.
walking through, I want to grab some breakfast.
Oh.
And I'm sure there's stands situations.
Oh, yeah, all around the docks. Yeah, absolutely.
So
Got a nice brown
I'm just
eel
gonna
pulled out from
say-
the harbor.
since I think it's fair to assume that this has probably happened before, that Finn does a distract while I do a sneak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what, you're just trying to boost some food?
Yeah.
Yeah, make a performance check, and I'll do one for Finn.
Use the
here.
boost to get food. No.
Finn will try.
I thought that was pretty damn good.
Use
just
bombs
there.
wisely.
Lots of one.
A one?
Does that? I don't really get it. So when I roll one in
It's
my
technically a 10.
reliable talent,
It is still a 10, however, that is a natural one.
yeah.
We're doing
Yeah.
that in skill
So,
checks.
Morwen, you guys, it's been a little while. And so
Mm-hmm.
the rhythm is a little bit off. You end up getting caught and you have to pay full price for this, basic kind of food that you're eating. You can mark off 1 gold piece for the food that you and Finn eat.
All right, fine. It is what it is. We're out of practice. It's been a while.
Yeah. But, ultimately you end up with...
It's also 1 gold piece. Come
yeah.
on. Can I steal it back?
Entire day's salary.
Yeah, for Akka. So Akka, you end up with a vaguely cheesy sort of bread. And Morwen, it is very expensive, but you end up with essentially what is a smoked salmon situation. It's not, and it comes with a crumbled it's coarse sea salt. So when you bite it, there's these pops of
Oh,
salt.
I'm not upset about this.
It's
That's
not bad.
fine.
It's just expensive.
Sure.
I'm making food at the button for everyone who's still on the ship.
Fantastic.
For
So
free, and it's
you
amazing.
create a beautiful
That's
feast.
amazing.
It's free and amazing. It's way better than anything else
Exactly.
we've all eaten.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, you know it.
So,
So yeah, it's I don't know, lots and lots of fruit. I'm making it nautical themed.
okay.
So
Crabs
not
as
for
far
breakfast.
as the eye can see.
A nice,
Live crabs.
crab bake. Just
Live
sloshes
crabs.
out.
I was
I
going to
love
say a
that.
nice lobster bisque.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I was
Just
thinking
a
more
tray
like
of lobster
I was
bisque.
thinking more like yeah,
Everyone's just got a...
a trough. It's a trough. Yeah,
It comes with sponges. You have to read it out. Oh man,
extra porous to get
Dungeons and
this.
Dragons.
Sea sponges.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Boy.
Wow.
So-
all right.
You have breakfast.
They bathe in
Uh,
the
All of you eat this
Yeah, I was
this
gonna
vague
make a
breakfast that
whole,
you've
like,
had. Different kinds of breakfast.
Vitamin C thing. All right.
Akka, you're going to the inn to wait for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you, what are you doing anything before meeting up with Carranza?
Nah.
Okay.
No, we're too far from the shoe shop, so I'm not doing that.
It'll be a little bit of a trek to
We'll
get
be back.
there.
We'll be back.
Okay.
I'll just.
I'll like think
on the
about my
walk-
shoes, and I'll just be like, never mind.
Fair
Next
enough.
On the walk, I'll fill in Finn as much as I can that I haven't already of our
Okay.
adventures.
Wait.
I want him to know everything. I don't really care.
Is there a tchotchkes?
No secrets.
Is there,
All
like,
over the place,
like
yeah.
Bumper stickers and like magnets.
Make
Not
a
really.
so what are you looking specifically for? There's all kinds of stuff.
No, just-
Dungannon.
Dung.
Oh my
Akka
god.
put the dung in Dungannon. Wow.
So upset. Okay,
Nice.
so
All right, no,
what
I'll
are
just
you
be
looking for?
for? I don't know, just like
You looking for
regional souvenirs to bring to people in Yorn. Just be like, hey, like you
Oh,
guys
that's
are
nice
awesome.
of you.
Yeah, just like you guys are great, and like anything particularly nice for Kranza. I don't know, 'cause I still feel fucking bad.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. Let me pull up some of these
I
shops.
feel like I'm probably walking.
I've never
up to
had
the
this much
air
money in my life, and I'm not
with
spending it.
this,
So I'm like, what do rich people buy people as gifts? This is a good time to try that.
How much
with
do
the
you have?
cheese bread, and I walk
Money.
up, and Karanza's standing there. I'm like, awesome.
So relatively nearby where you guys are.
Yeah, I'm not going out of my way. I don't want to keep her waiting.
So as you walk up, getting to the top of Upper Sonosa, you had passed through a place that is called Overlook Avenue, which is like a... Oh, I just lost it. It's a popular shopping spot. It has these green, pink, and blue pastel lanterns that in the evening glow these beautiful colors. There's all kinds of little tchotchke shops and tiny little cafes and things. They're all over the the kind of cliff that leads off the side of the mesa. So there, yeah, you can buy, steins and shot glasses. There's some used Daybreak Festival steins from this year. There are, little miniature ships, 2 versions of the Night Sister, and then the other. I gotta remember what the other one is. Give me 1 second
The
here.
Day Sister.
No.
The Day Brother.
There are miniature versions of several Dungannon ships. There is the Night Sister, which is a 22 cannon, 113 crew ship. There is the Hanged Man. There's a little version of a ship called Do Not Doubt. A bunch of little miniature ships that you could buy.
Huh.
The Derbyshman, the Venerable Oak, the Schiff Ehrlich.
Okay. Wow, they really like this
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I guess I'll get a. I don't know. I'll just buy a bunch of things.
Sure.
Of those things.
Sure. Mark off 1 gold piece, and for that you get 6 tchotchkes, and you can kind of.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure one of them is the Daybreak Festival thing.
Okay, yeah. So you get like a Daybreak Festival stein.
Yeah. Okay. So tchotchkes, which will all just be given to everyone that I know when we get to York.
Fantastic.
That's really it.
1 gold piece, 5 tchotchkes.
That's totally fine. You said 6?
Okay, yeah, 6. Sure.
Thank you.
It's buy a 5, get 1 free.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, it's
So I paid for 5.
it's a post Daybreak Festival sale.
Yeah, okay.
It's Black Sunday. Okay, so you do that on your way back, and before too long, all of you find your way to the outside of the inn. Waiting outside is Karanza Billows, wearing all gray. It's kind of gray cloaks, cold weather gear over her arm. Akka, you get there first, so if there's anything you want to say before everybody gets there, you're welcome to.
You want some bread?
No, I'm gonna wait till we get there. The monks have they have some stuff sorted out. You could wait too. I would.
How you been, Karanza?
Let's just wait, and we'll get going pretty soon. We had another 10 minutes, another 20 minutes. Pretty awkward. And then you see Heinrich,
Sure you don't
Morwen,
also
everybody coming down. You all see Morwen kind of look down at Akka as Akka gestures with this little crumb of bread that's left. But she turns and looks at all of you. All right, are we ready to go?
Is everyone dressed for the cold? I'm gonna put my ring of warmth on.
Yeah, she pulls on all these robes
Suit
and
up.
these cold things.
Is Finn dressed for? Who else came? Who did you invite?
We didn't know, so we didn't invite anybody.
Perfect.
Finn starts
kinda
pulling
walk
on
right
these
by it.
these warm weather gear and kind of nods. If we do need anybody, I can I can send for somebody.
I don't know.
You have to wait like an hour, but
I think we're good. No,
Okay.
we don't have that time. We don't have time for that.
I'm gonna, realizing that I gave my cloak to Morwen, run back into the collective, because
Okay.
it's like right across the street, right?
Sure.
Like, can I get a winter cloak or something?
Mr. Gift, just waking up at this point, kind of rubs the sleep out of his eyes. Yes,
I'm
I.
sharing,
Okay.
like the Brotherhood sharing.
That's nice. He turns and just kind of yawns and
Really is.
disappears, comes back with a winter cloak for you.
Thank you. I'll see you in maybe a couple days. I don't know what the. I don't know anymore.
Akka, are you sleeping okay? You sound terrible.
Yeah, I'm okay. Just, dying took a lot out of me. It's starting to
Well, wait till you see the
Fact.
other guy.
my morale.
Well, maybe the high altitude will do you good.
Yeah, maybe. It didn't the first time though.
Well, good luck, Akka.
Jeez, what a buzzkill.
Kind of guy who goes to like the seven wonders of the world and is like, "That's nice," and walks away.
Just a bunch of rocks. I don't get it.
Would have been cool.
You guys
I
see,
wasn't fighting dragons and.
You
getting
know
my
what,
shit
Akka? You're
stolen.
wrong. That is what's cool. Okay.
you see Akka come out from the basement level, walking across the street.
Perspective,
Akka,
man.
as you cross the street, a little kid walks by you, and you just hear him kind of turn to his friend and go, "I feel sad for some reason." But you
Like a
rejoin
rain
the group.
cloud that's just
Yeah.
passing over me.
Just the shadow that covers you. But you join the group, and now all bundled up in your cold weather gear, save Shay, who is perfectly fine as is.
Have I
Carranza.
noticed, my cloak is torn.
Are you wearing that cloak, or have you hidden it?
I'm wearing it.
Okay. Yeah, given your passive perception, no problem. You see a shredded, like a foot-long gash in the back of the cloak.
So we ready? I'm talking to Carranza.
Carranza
I'm just
nods.
getting.
Yeah, no, kind of
let's
circle up and let's go.
let's
We got
do it.
places
I'm
to
just
be.
gonna like gesture while Aka's moving, just to
I'm
like keep
going
this
over
moving.
to like grab more.
Oh wait, no, I have my winter gear on, so I'd have my winter gear on over the cloak for what it's worth.
Gosh.
Okay.
But you've
Yeah.
seen that. I mean, but I've been wearing it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I don't see that it's ripped yet, then I'm not gonna.
Okay. Carranza holds out her hands. For those of you who want to, you can kind of join this circle. She closes her eyes. Give me 1 second here.
Say the magic words.
Man, all the things that I saved. Okay. Almost instinctively, or almost kind of against your will, you're forced to close your eyes as the sensation of movement happens. You've teleported before, and so you're all familiar with it, but you feel your feet leave the ground in this almost pulling sensation. And as your feet touch down on something a little bit more firm than the soft-packed dirt of the Dungannon roads, you find yourself somewhere new. But the cold is very familiar. And you can hear around you the winds of Yorn howling. But give me 1 second. Da-da-da.
He sent us a freeze.
Little
Miles,
sprees.
you found it. Miles gets the credit.
Oh, the best.
So,
It's the best.
I'm concerned. You all find yourselves in this large courtyard. You have to blink away the brightness because you are so much higher up and so much closer to the sun with no clouds to cover the space up. I'm very concerned for all of you. What are you laughing at?
That's just a great little post.
Sent us a freeze.
It's entirely unrelated to what's happening now, other than we're playing a game.
Fair enough. You find yourself in a courtyard. There is messy, weed-choked soil that is carefully kind of spread and worked in areas. You can see there are a few people kind of standing around. I would say, Shay, you actually recognize a few of the younger monks from the Zini here. This space is maybe 200 feet across. Wide courtyard, and these tall stone walls rise up around you. You can see the sun kind of high overhead. But you find yourself in Yorn, in a section that you have not been to. These walls are still this beautiful kind of white marble, but huge bricks of it that rise up and form towering walls. And then there is one central tower that rises up 100, 120 feet. Everything else may be 45 feet high. You can see that there are 4, maybe 45 feet tall towers in the corners of the structure. Or 3, sorry, and then one that's centrally and tall. You can see behind you, maybe 100 feet back, there is a wide, almost 50 feet wide doorway, sized for a giant. It is open into the courtyard, and you can see out past a hallway, another open door, and then across just open air, a little crescent of stone that has like a tree growing on it, and a very familiar iron ring that you know standing upon will generate a cloud that will lift you and bring you to the other parts of the city. That may be the place that connects to this area. But you are all now in the courtyard of the Floatstone Fortress, back in
I've never
Yorn.
been to Yorn.
So you've heard about it, but maybe you have not. Also in this courtyard, there are a number of goats, pigs, and aurochs. A few chickens as well that seem to kind of wander this space. But you are all now in this area.
Giant versions?
No, just regular-sized creatures.
Oh, are there any of those giant flowers around so I can make another little flower?
In the courtyard, yeah,
Outfit?
there's all kinds of these little blue and white flowers kind of spotting in the courtyard.
Okay, because the first time I made flower outfits.
These are not giant; these are regular-sized.
Yeah, we're not in that weird botanist, haunted tree.
All right, well,
boss battle area.
I'll still make Guntir a little flower crown.
Okay. As soon as you get there, you watch as Morwen drops down and begins to pluck little flowers out of the courtyard.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I guess it is kind of like going back to some kind of home. No,
No,
not at all. Not at all.
we were here for a few days. It is pretty.
It's pretty
It was
dark.
pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good to see that, that doesn't weigh on you at all.
No, I'm fine. I'm just gonna pluck these flowers real quick.
You see Finn just like turning and looking up at these massive
Yeah.
walls.
Like, oh yeah, welcome to Yorn. Welcome to Yorn.
We're in this
This is-
crazy place and I'm plucking flowers.
Yeah.
This is ancient. Careful. I don't know how the Zinyi have been doing in terms of locating, disabling traps, but sometimes they exist here still.
You weren't kidding. This is Finn's like looking around. This is giant.
Yeah. It's for and by giants from I don't know how long ago.
And you can already see Karanza kind of walking
Giant
towards
gap
those open doors. She turns around and just kind of says, "You're welcome." And just kind of
She
keeps
already
walking.
just immediately walked away and just said that?
Yeah.
Oh. You're like, wait, Kronza,
Thanks,
thank you.
Karanza.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Happy to help. You know, not really my choice, but and keeps going.
Oh wait!
Yeah.
No, before she leaves. So we got a cup when we first teleported over to the Cold Forge from somebody.
Yep.
Who was that? Her?
That you got a
No,
cup
that was-
from or for?
From. Someone donated like
Yes,
a thing
the-
from the Cold Forge. Was it her?
was
Tina's
Meliora.
character with the mask.
It was Meliora.
Meliora.
Oh, okay. Well, then Kronza won't be getting a cup. She doesn't want a souvenir anyway. Let's be real.
Probably not.
Yeah. No.
She walks into the sort of large doorway and goes right into what looks like a big hallway that seems to go within the walls of this fortress.
I
How
feel what she's feeling.
It's a
far,
mood.
if I remember correctly, how many days' journey is it to Colcheron from here?
Well, you would drop down. Depends on how fast you wanted to descend. But, you know, if you were to free fall from Yorn down,
Right.
it's a couple minutes, maybe like a minute max, really.
To
and then
Colcheron directly?
So
no,
I
just
could-
down to the ground.
No, I know.
Drop
yeah.
down
I mean,
and then at the last like 30 seconds fly.
Yeah, theoretically, you could glide
and
definitely.
spend all of your dashing speed to reduce your falling speed.
Yeah.
Superhero land.
Yeah, whatever the math is to like
It's about
From terminal velocity minus dashing speed per round.
from the Valley of Ygor to Coltaram, maybe like 3 days ground entry if you want to go in through the Undercity. Maybe like 3.5 days if you want to go in through the top, the main entryway of Coltaram.
And that's what I would know, right?
Yeah, and that's on foot.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just trying to like time the whole. She said 2 weeks, 3 weeks before she was leaving. 3
Yeah.
weeks before she leaves. So it's been less than a day since I talked to her.
Yes, no, you got plenty of
Plenty of
time.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
plenty of time. At this point, kind of entering from where Carranza went, you see Master Gamble. This short halfling, gray hair swept back. You could see never far from him this huge, almost the length of his arm, this pipe with the head of a wizard as the ball of it. Wearing crafting leathers, but as he approaches, you see there is like a difference to his eyes. Almost, you remember seeing in the listeners, similarly, this almost like milky sort of whiteness that is slowly taking the place of the brown. But he smiles and nods. Shay, welcome to our new home.
Thank you, Uncle.
He turns and looks at all of you, kind of nodding, and welcome, all of you.
Thanks for having us back here. Oh, here, you got the first one. I'm gonna reach in, just randomly, and I'm gonna pull out the Dawn Break
Sure.
mug or
Nice
whatever.
little. It's like an iron stein that has
Yeah.
like the pattern from this year's. It's like a little crest that would be most of the Dawn Pain candy,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of stamped into the front of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Here, from Dungannon.
he
Little
takes it,
souvenir.
kind of shakes it. The top like rattles a little
Yeah.
bit, and he goes, "Thank you,
Yeah.
Heinrich. I'll find a use for this."
Oh, well, yeah, just put on a mantle.
He just
Look at
kind
it
of
every
clips
once in
it.
a while.
He clips it to his belt.
Well, here. And I bring out one of the mugs from the Cold Forge.
Oh, and he reaches it and takes it in
I
his
got you a little
hands
something
very
too.
gingerly.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We just start giving him all of our crap.
The workmanship of this
Some
is
sort of monk ritual.
the workmanship of this is quite nice.
I
Dwarvish in nature, but
Oh, here, and then 50 Arcana tiles. I'm just kidding.
Priscilla the skull.
let me get a table. But no, he kind of takes this cup and looks at it, and this is beautiful. Thank you, Morwen.
Yeah. I take it back. I just wanted to show him.
Oh.
No. I give it to him. No.
He takes it and holds it very gingerly in his hands. Welcome, all of you. I don't know if there are things that you have to attend to, but it would be good to talk at some point.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, our destination is the Frost Line, and anyone who could help as a guide. Some being there that we seek.
I've heard of many beings in the Frost Line.
Yeah, but we just got here. Where did you guys hole up? Where's the main hall?
Well, this, and he gestures around at the tall sort of walls. The giants would have called it,
You wrote it.
Fürstenwerk, Fürstenwerk, which
Yeah.
would have been the Floatstone Fortress in Giantese. There are 4 towers, and the primary one is one badly damaged from time, but we would like to restore it to be something akin to the monastery.
Cool.
The
I like
East
that
Wing,
place.
the East Wing housed the library, and it is there that the lore binders have set up their shop. We've lent aid. You see like a smile, and you see, Shay, almost not condescension, but almost like a playfulness to it. The lore binders are set in their ways and very anxious about the things found there. We've sped their research up substantially. In the meantime, as we repair the Northern Tower, we are having many of the villagers from Squall's End and our own people setting up small encampments in the halls here.
Probably made much smaller by their surrounding environment.
It seems that way, yes.
Right. Yeah. First time we came here Morwen made a dress out of flour.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the grung?
Yeah, why did the music cut out to that? Because that was too perfect. Where's the grunt?
It's fairly easy to find Glub.
E-glovin?
He's probably in the northern tower. Meliora forbid him from getting too close to the small pond that we found there. So he mostly just hangs out by the sign and sighs sadly.
Oh.
Yes.
Well,
We did try to help him. He is not easy to teach.
never changes.
Uh-huh.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, you are welcome
Fool
to
me
find him
once.
if you want.
Just any old adage, just throw it in.
Yeah.
I think once you've
Adage salad.
spoken to the individuals that you wish to talk to, we should reconvene somewhere and all speak. The lorebinders, us, you.
Uh-huh.
I think all of us have interesting knowledge that together might paint a closer picture of what we're really looking for.
Okay. Who did we speak to about knowing the Frostline stuff? I thought that was someone from the Zinni.
Era knows quite a bit
that
about
was
the
the only-
frost line.
Okay. Well, then I guess.
Solano also would have, but
Yes,
that's no
he would have known the most, but he died pre-campaign.
So then, lore binders it is.
Very well.
I'm heading off that way. You guys do whatever you want.
I mean, I'll come for now.
Do
but,
do
you
some
know.
research, Finn. I don't know.
You don't wanna see
Maybe
our friend?
pertains to you.
I'm heading back to the main part of Yorn. I have a project that I'm working on, but I will be
Is
back
that where
in a
you've
number
set
of
up your
hours.
workshop, or are setting up?
That is a priority that I am not able to focus on at the moment, but it is where I have a project that does concern all of you.
Huh. Okay.
But I will be back in a number of hours, and we can convene then.
Perfect.
He kind of nods to all of you. He bows slightly to you, and then turns and heads off towards the main doorway. For all of you, what would you like to do?
I'm walking towards the library. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow for now.
Okay. So you all head off to the
I
east.
personally don't care to go to the library, but
Well,
like,
then go hang out with Guntir.
I can do alone.
Okay.
Akka, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow them. I'm like, I just want us to go and do this so we can go back and fucking kill Zeistries.
Fair enough. So all of you going to the
Wow,
library?
floating city in the sky from ancient times.
Yeah.
Can we go?
I'm still pretty,
Dad, this is
pretty
boring.
tired from fucking dying.
Yeah, but you're in like this amazing new place and it's doing
Yeah,
nothing
and
for
if
you.
I wasn't fucking half dead still, maybe I'd be able to enjoy it more.
Whose fault is that?
You make your way
It's
through
all
the
my
eastern
own
gateway.
fault, but you guys don't make it any easier.
It's all my own fault, but how dare you point out
Ever
my
since
hubris.
I joined up with you guys, I got killed by running at an enemy. I jumped into the water made of shit.
Well.
You ruined my cloak.
You don't know yet.
Out of all those
You don't know
things.
yet.
You make your way to the eastern tower, through the eastern archway.
If it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
The biggest, baddest people.
As you enter into a 60 by 60 foot space with towering ceilings, and it is a library of old vellum tomes written in giant. As you open the doors to this, you can hear this kind of as this, like, it's almost vacuum sealed, this doorway. But entering, you can see many of these tomes almost kind of like crumbling a little bit and fragile. There are a few lore binders here.
You should re-lore bind.
Yeah, actually. There's a pair of wooden tables in the middle of the room. These are relatively new, and they actually show signs of being made by the Zinni. At one table, you see a human lore binder who you've not met yet, painstakingly with a pair of like little metal tweezers turning a page. His eyes flicker up at you and go back down as he does this. You can see he's sweating. One of the scribes, who I don't think you've met either, kind of a younger halfling, is mopping sweat from his brow, but slowly turning the page. At the other table, there's one of the very few remaining Zinni mystics, a half-elf who you would know of. Her name is Jacinda. She's drifting about 4 feet off the ground, very calmly peering at the text, kind of reading, and then she reaches out, and as she gestures with her hand, the page just turns like normal. You can see, almost kind of bored as she does. The room itself is about 30 feet high and contains hundreds of these books, with a couple of other small jars filled with beautiful, softly glowing, almost clouds. At night, you would imagine this whole space is bathed in just enough pastel pink, blue, and yellow to read by. You also see, kind of now turning and approaching all of you, Lorebinder Boron.
Mm-hmm. I totally have like the garb that he gave me that I like sort of cobbled into some sort of piece of my armor or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm like, it's you know, just displaying like my, I work here too.
Yeah.
You put a T-shirt on over.
No, not like that.
It's just a staff.
If anything more like I took the T-shirt and like rolled it up and just like tied it around like a sash.
Sure.
Not that
over
cheap,
a
but
sweatshirt.
If you want, I mean, you can just replace the kind of half cloak that you traditionally wear with the Lorebinder cloak.
yeah, exactly.
So, no problem. You have some element of the garb
Yeah.
on. You see Lorebinder Boron, this huge Goliath in this almost too tight winter gear. He's not wearing any gloves, as there aren't really any size for him. It's just these massive Goliath hands. He does not seem bothered by the temperature, for what it's worth. But he turns to all of you. Welcome.
It's great to see you again.
You as well, Heinrich.
Glad you made it up here safe. How was the journey?
Easy, with Carranza.
Right. And she moved everyone up here? And
No.
all of your things?
He gestures at the Zinni at the table. They erected a sort of elevator system
Huh.
through the floating stones that make up a series of steps.
Huh.
It is nerve-wracking to watch. Not my preference, but Carranza got the Lorebinders up here.
That's nice. That also makes sense because you guys are pretty far from here to begin with. Well, great. Glad you've been making yourself at home here.
This is a fascinating place.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
He gestures at all of the books. We have never had access to this clear a picture of pre-dragon history.
Right.
This is fascinating.
And I'd love to hear all of the coolest things that you guys have found, especially if anything pertains to what's going on now.
Zeistries.
Well, he turns and points to one of the Lorebinders, or the other Lorebinder, who's like really still only about halfway through the page turn. Lorebinder Gesh has been examining a history of a history of Yorn, Volume 2. It has taken him some time to get through the first 2 pages.
How come?
The Zinyi, however, and you can go over and like the page turns again, are getting through the first volume much quicker. It's nothing relating immediately to Zeistries, but there are interesting elements of history, to be sure. Especially relating to this place.
Right. Well, yeah, I'd assume most of the history of Yorn would be... Well, Frostline, number one reason why we're here.
Yes, the Frostline.
Your knowledge on it extensive? Someone else more extensive? Just sort of... We're here on a bit of a mixed bag of errands, but that's one that my new companion here, Finn, just a gesture over to Finn.
He just kind of waves, kind of echoes through the space.
Yeah.
You can see the Lorebinder who's turning the page winces slightly.
On his behalf. And so, yeah. Yeah.
As you say the Frostline, you can see the half-elf kind of perk up a little bit. Her feet unfold beneath her. You can see she's wearing the orange Zinyi garb. She touches down gently on the ground. She gestures and the book just shuts. But and you can see like the Lorebinders, every time she does something, they all kind of watch a little bit like nervous because she's just very casually handling this crumbling tome. But she alights on the ground and turns. I know of the Frostline. And she bows to you slightly. As do you.
Parts.
Yeah. Tell me what you know, I suppose. Like getting there, things that are located there, and I guess more specifically, beings found there. Do you know any by name?
When I took my trials with Master Solano, we came across sprites, gigantic squirrels, nothing named necessarily.
Okay.
What about you, Shay?
Oh, darn.
As I recall, there was a colony of sorts that had been overrun. Oh, this was many years ago now.
As were my trials. But a named individual I don't know. There are creatures that walk taller than the trees, and then those of a troublesome nature. More chaotically fun than anything else.
Sure. Troublemakers. Yeah. I mean, that seems to make sense. So then no one would know anything of a good witch named Gilly. That doesn't ring any bells.
She turns, you can see Lorebinder Boron just kind of shrugs.
That's okay. I gathered as much, but at least guidance 2 and entrance, is that even a thing? I'm getting a little shaky picture of this. Is this... It's not like there's a gateway or anything, right? It's sort of you walk and then you're just kind of in it all of a sudden.
It is a forest of sorts.
Okay.
You just may not
Do
be
I know
where you
anything
entered.
about the forest life?
Okay. Just kind of wandering in
Make a
it.
history check.
I'm actually doing this like in character. Like I don't know.
What is that?
You have a habit of finding your way to places you
I
didn't
probably
intend.
don't.
I see. So it requires focus. Concentration to end up where you intend.
Yeah, I don't. It was a
Luck?
6.
Okay,
If
you
so,
don't know anything about it.
More
Or actually,
effort
it
than
was a 7
I was
'cause
ever
it's only my
Oh,
able to put
jeez.
into it.
Then I'm
Still
totally
doesn't.
bummed.
Most of what I know, Lorebinder Boron's pipes up, is from poems and epics by Hurlfin the Younger. Nothing especially helpful in terms of concrete details.
Right. It seems like those just don't exist there anyways.
It is not an off-explored place. The Zin Yi go more than most.
Right.
And not many of us do either. It's fairly dangerous.
Right.
Not in a long time.
Yes. Okay. Well, would anyone be able to secure us passage to the rough area of the beginning of it, then I suppose? Any guidance, tips, and all of that from here?
The half-elf turns to you.
You definitely
I
could.
could absolutely take you there.
Okay.
I say presumably the monk organization that makes some sort of pilgrimage.
Yeah, it's,
would
I could
know.
absolutely take you to the frost line. Finding anything within it,
right. It seems like we're kind of a toss-up there.
The only person who actually might know more would be Pericolo, but he in the major part of Yorn right now.
No. I think that's where Gamble just went.
was.
That would make sense. Gamble has been building something out there.
That's totally maybe something we could do now. Is there anything that you would need from us? Any burning information you need to pass on or questions?
She sighs.
To anyone, really. I open it up to like anyone,
Yeah, sure. Boron will turn to you and say, absolutely. I'm very
Someone
interested
stole a book.
in anything you can find out about the magic that is used here. It's different than the rest of the magic.
Right.
This predates the weave itself.
Right. The chalk stuff. Very, very hard to scrub off.
Yes, but even more than that, it resonates in a way different than magic does.
Yeah.
It suggests, he kind of like shrugs, the implications are too complex to get into here, but it suggests something beyond not just Alberon, but beyond this universe in its entirety.
Huh. Okay. That would make sense given how effective and potent it still is after however long it's been floating up here.
Indeed. And I think on some level, Gamble's been looking into that.
Right.
The element of the magic that keeps Yorn aloft is of particular interest to him. So if you are looking for, or taking things back, I know that he is looking for anything that keeps this place aloft.
Yeah, I certainly have an idea that could help him out. I'm pointedly not mentioning anything to the Lorebinders, given how fiddly they are with the books and delicate and dangerous that seems compared to Zenyi.
Sure.
In reference to the model of the city.
Sure.
I'm not going to directly be like, oh yeah, everyone, come check this thing out. You can poke it. It's really great.
Not a
Just
bad idea.
destroy everything or raise it, whatever.
Sure.
So anyways, yeah. Yeah, that's actually now where I think I'm going to be going if anyone wants to join me. If not, it's fine. Just sort of hasten the things going on here so we can be on our way. Because I know, Finn, you said something about needing this to be done as your primary goal.
Finn's like is
And
reaching up to grab something off one of the shelves and he turns to you.
Yeah.
What now?
The reason why we're here and the things that you need help with, basically. Let's see if we can get that on fast track.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm with you. Anything that's going to help me get my goals done.
Yeah. Just like no one else. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna go hop on a ring cloud and head over to the middle.
All right.
Middle, main, whatever.
Okay.
Everybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. Still
Well, I
pretty,
mean, the visit will happen. I just don't
Sure.
know when. So.
Okay. So you head
So
off from
Guntir?
the East Tower.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
We need to check on his night screams.
To the East Tower, you walk through the
Oh, pretty good.
large
Pretty loud.
stone kind of curved corridor. It leads you to the southern section where the main gate opens up, and you can see there is a 25-foot just gap of air before it reaches a crescent of stone upon which this ring is on. So there is a 25-foot gap and then the ring itself.
I float over.
There you go. Akka just continues to walk and then just
How did
walks
Campbell do
over
that?
the space. You didn't watch Campbell.
Is there like any mechanisms to like pull it closer?
Make an investigation check.
Any traces of magic to either like imply that there's
Make an
easy
Arcana check.
that there's easy passage? No, I'm gonna look for like physical objects
Make an investigation check.
with detect magic on.
Make an investigation check. Out
Well,
of it.
there's
Thank
like-
you. There we go.
Investigate the actual
Go ahead. Make an investigation
Circle.
check as well.
to see
So-
like what, because now this is the thing that has piqued my interest, is this old magic.
Sure.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
We're looking for ease of passage to this room.
So you take a little bit of time to look around, and you can actually tell the ground divots a little bit towards the where the fortress ends,
Uh-huh.
and you get the sense that probably way long ago in the past, the giant who owned this space, once they reached that ring, through whatever means they had available to them, could either float or jump across, because there is like a divot, pretty noticeable. Unclear as to exactly the mechanism, but there isn't a way, and this is designed for giants, so this is not a huge gap.
For them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would imagine there isn't like a mechanical way to make it easier.
And there's no
just
magical
like
way either
hop
that's
over.
tied to...
Not immediately obvious.
How far is it again?
About 25 feet.
25 feet. Gamble could jump 25 feet?
Gamble certainly can. That's not how he did it, but
Oh,
he certainly
That's
can
true. He
jump
probably
25
had some
feet.
newfangled tinkered device to do it for him.
Spring boots.
Yeah. A hook shot.
I got
Sorry, the long shot. That's pretty rare.
Yeah. 16. You bend down. There's this huge iron ring that's bolted into the ground, and even as you kind of touch it, there's an element of magic there, unlike anything you've experienced.
Wouldn't touch it.
Okay, so even as you get close to it, you can feel in the air itself this kind of vibration or thrum of magic. It permeates the air here. It almost smells. There's like this ozone smell
magic
or
stinks.
sensation.
Right at
That's
home.
some dank magic.
Yeah. Dank,
Some pretty heady
magic.
But you can almost feel it. It is palpable.
And nothing that's similar to whatchamacallit. The word is escaping me.
Then I can't tell you.
The dragon.
Artificing?
Yeah.
There are elements that remind you of it, but this is
Thazarakian.
Thazarakian techniques.
Yeah.
You don't see. I'm looking around at like the iron and stuff. Nothing like that. This is older,
Okay.
certainly older.
Okay.
And from what you know of history, the Age of Giants predates the Age of Dragons. So this place, this predates the Scald by a good probably 1,000 years.
Stupid gap.
Throw me.
What's taking so long?
Did you already float over onto it?
Yeah, he's on the
Yeah.
other side.
Oh, wouldn't it just automatically ring you up?
No, because I'm floating above it.
Oh, you haven't okay.
Wait, I'm confused. Wait, there's just a ring? Like, isn't this what we used to step on and we'd float around?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
there's
so
how can you make
25-foot
25
gap
feet?
across?
and just like nothing.
Wait, what?
Do you know what a gap is?
Yes.
It's 25 feet of
here's
open air
the
down to
cliff.
the ground between
Here's
the ring
cliff
and where
that
we're
you're
standing.
on. Here's the ring. that
Oh,
I'm
it's just
standing on.
okay.
Yeah, it's a
That
gap.
does complicate things.
Yeah.
I see.
Not for
Throw me.
I can't throw you that far.
Okay.
Can't you?
Accurately, at least.
I've seen all of you do stuff.
Well,
that
Shay,
is
Shay has no
more-
problem. Maybe could you carry and I'll
Hurry
get
up.
Yeah. I said yes. I don't know.
Finn? Could you carry Morwen over?
Oh my god. Could I carry Morwen over?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could, but we don't ask you for help because you
I'm
seem
just gonna-
very anti-everything.
I'm impatient though, so I'm going
Wait,
over
yeah,
and I'm
wait, you have to pick
scooping-
us all up.
I'm scooping Morwen up like a cat, you know.
Oh, I'm just
And I'm just
And I'm just like
dangling above a deadly fall.
no, you know
Your
the
long cat.
the
Yeah.
long cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Make an athletics check as you haul Morwen up and off the ground.
I'm
and
going
begin
to-
float.
I'm gonna be like, Finn, sorry, handshake might just be fine. Hang on.
All right. And he
Yeah.
kind of goes to shake your hand.
You ready? We're just gonna hop on over there.
We're gonna just jump this
No,
gap.
no. We're just gonna pop on over there. Just appear right over there.
Right. Cool friend.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hang
Go
on a
ahead.
sec.
Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's
burn
do
a
this thing.
fucking one of my 3 spell slots to use Dimension Door over to it.
Sure.
I just no time wasted.
You
Also,
grab his
we
hand.
have time for a rest
You
beforehand.
reach over, and in the air in front of you, the celestial magic shimmers to life. This
Yeah.
huge, swirling, like blazes of teal sparks fly off of it, and a similar one opens right next to you,
the
Akka.
same instant that we're moving. through,
Exactly.
basically.
Heinrich and Finn just step out right next to you. Finn kind of stumbles a little bit, turning.
I'm still holding just in case. 'cause I
Yeah,
know
he like
sorry,
kind of
I-
drops down to one knee and kind of puts his hand on the
Yeah,
ground, but
you're good.
goes,
You're good.
"Yeah, no, that was really cool."
You're good. I mean, it
That's-
wasn't as cool as Carranza, but like, you know.
That was like a whole different thing, but that's pretty handy.
All right, yeah.
That's a good
Thanks.
trick to keep in your back pocket.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna like to that weird hand wrap of the Pearl of Power thing. I'm just gonna use it to get that back.
Yeah.
Just
Wait,
so.
are we floating quickly? I'm picturing us going really slow, and I'm just like,
Yeah, you're going pretty slow.
What was your athletics?
I am flying, and I'm like,
It was-
Yeah.
15.
15. Fantastic. So, Morwen, you are held. Sorry, the visual is so funny. Under the armpits, and for like 25 feet, as you look down, there is just clouds, and so far below that you can barely see it, just the white of snow in the Valley of Igor, thousands of feet below. And you are held up under your armpits as you cross this gap. You see in front of you, kind
It's
of
like
still
as you
kneeling on
were
the ground.
leaving, I'm already like one step and then the other step with
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you can see-
I'm yelling. This is very fun for me. I'm very empty. Yes! Yes!
Echoes across.
While I have Morwen like this,
Yeah.
when I let her down, I would like to try and swipe anything from her person.
Okay,
Oh
make-
shit!
Make a sleight of hand check.
Put
Just
it
out
under
of
my snow
spite.
gear and
Just
then
out
some?
Of, just out of spite,
Sure.
I'm gonna see if I can.
Make a sleight of hand check. Why not?
Oh dang. That would have been okay.
God, if you. I'm not gonna say.
What is your
anything less
passive
than we
perception,
give.
Lauren?
17.
17. Okay.
Okay, that was a 21.
Okay.
-3.
No,
Oh.
-2.
Oh,
it
right.
would have been a 23.
Okay.
So.
As you're carrying Morwen, squirreled away in the most random part, there's like a weird little shoulder pocket sewn into like the tunic. You feel like a little oblong thing, and you just snatch it. It disappears into your hand. You store it away. It's weirdly like firm and leathery, but don't think about it too much.
I'm gonna,
One of
like,
your
drop her
fingers,
down.
you can remove from your inventory, whichever you would like.
When I drop her down, I'm gonna start like.
Oh, it's a
Once
Crotego
they start
finger.
floating,
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
start
I took the lot.
floating, but not on the cloud.
Okay.
I'm just gonna fly across. And
Okay.
I'm gonna use that opportunity to see what I snag.
Sure. So you set Morwen down and then continue to
Gross
float.
little-
As you get maybe 20 feet off, just clouds beneath you, you can see in front of you the city of Yorn kind of poking out through clouds as they go. Beautiful spires of white marble and gold seams that hold it together. More glass than you've seen pretty much anywhere. Lots of it broken, but many huge panes intact.
Appreciate this.
You see, very out of place, a mountain in the middle of the city. Just kind of like, trees jutting out at weird angles. You see a few that have like fallen over near the base and are just like out in the street.
Is Carl's smokestack?
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep giving him random normal names.
Carl, Stevens,
Yeah.
and whatever. But, there's this mountain that's just kind of sitting up there. But you see Yorn kind of beginning to appear in front of you. You reach into your pocket and pull out a leathery, about 2-inch long gray finger with a huge
drop it.
nail.
You jerk.
You see it disappear through the clouds. Hang on, I just want to see where it lands.
Can't wait for a future role-playing moment where you're like, you guys should see it. I have 6 Cortego fingers. 6 Cortego fingers. 6 of them.
It's gonna be a
6. And if I
one-shot.
had one fewer, you can call me a liar and kill me.
It's going fine,
Literally,
and
here,
then
take this
suddenly
dagger and kill me
a
if I'm
Cortego
lying.
finger just falls at like
Terminal
Mach speed.
velocity,
Yeah.
right through like a rail gun.
Yeah.
Just kill someone.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, those nails are no joke.
Yeah, no, they do
They're like
damage.
elemental, like, mineral or whatever, right?
It's some kind of a mineral, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a weird protrusion that was growing
So I can
out.
imagine it just sort of tumbles and eventually...
It's just like a dart.
Yeah.
The rest of you watch as Akka's green form, cloakless except for this like kind of just fur cloak, drift over towards the main part of Yorn.
Sucker. Check this out.
Wait,
and
where
I'm
the
going to
hell's that?
activate
Where
the
the
ring.
hell's Shay?
I was doing it once they started moving on the.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, are you with us? Are you able to
Once
jump
I have
this?
a clear path, I will jump.
Oh,
over.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no problem.
She's just
So, yeah,
does this
you just leap.
stupid-
And no
The
problem
giant
at all.
jump from there
You
all the way to the
feel the
beam.
clouds kind of moving beneath you, and for a moment it is
The
like you're
running
flying. But you land without a sound on the other side.
Yeah.
Are you all stepping into this cloud minus Akka, or?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what to do. Finn, just step here. You'll be safe.
This has been great so far, so yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna follow you.
We're not.
First
I'm not gonna
time we
say.
did this too,
I'm not gonna
isn't
say
that
we're
when we had
pros, but we definitely like learned how to do this. Yeah,
Professional.
Morwen,
Well,
you
I
were
was about
like
to say,
stuck
the-
on all fours.
Yep.
You
That's
were
how that
like
happened.
jiggling back and forth, trying to
No,
get.
I think I was doing a handstand or something stupid.
No, you were on all fours.
Yeah,
Was
you were like,
that?
I don't know.
No, because I
Yeah.
remember specifically too. Didn't we like the first time we did this, like have the minor illusion cloud to look like we weren't underneath it? Didn't we do that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think
No,
Y'all
there was a
crammed
part where
underneath.
there was another part
you wanted to
where we were,
hide yourself from any possible things
Aerial.
looking at you,
Right.
Yeah.
and so you had a cloud go over your cloud.
Yeah, I just
Like,
minor
somehow that would be
illusions
less-
the space right above my head,
Yeah.
which as the tallest member covered all of us for 5 feet if we
What
crushed
are those
together.
two exact same size clouds floating one on top
Yeah,
of the
it's
other?
like a
That's
reverse
Wild
Oreo.
sandwich.
So you all step onto this ring, and underneath you, this cloud like emerges, and you feel it almost suction uncomfortably around your feet before lifting you and beginning to drift
Yeah.
off.
And as we're
Akka,
doing
you
that
follow.
to Finn, I'm just like, see, and I'm just gonna like try to jump. And it's like, can't. We're safe.
Akka just kind of like wiggles his feet. This would actually be kind of great to have on a ship, truthfully. Look that, whoa. You can see just like little bits of snow beneath.
Yeah,
So far below.
I was imagining he's gonna spit.
He's not going to spit. He just watches. But over the course of about 10 minutes, you guys make your way all the way across. And you can see the white marble buildings come closer. But because it is 10:23,
Fun.
10:23, this is where we're going to take our break. So it is 10:23. We'll be back at right around 10:35. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you in just about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Adventures in Alberon, our 5e D&D campaign. Thank you for sticking with us through the break, if you did, or if you're just joining us, welcome. We are going to cut right back into this as you guys alight from your floating cloud onto the main streets of Yorn. The broken cobblestones, kind of uneven in the streets here, but massive buildings, size for giants, of white marble bound with these beautiful strips of gold metal. Glass broken in the street, but also hanging in panes in many of these buildings. What do you guys want to do? You're all kind of in this area, very quiet.
What changes observed while we were up? Does it look like the Zinni is done? Where's the most
Make a
activity?
perception check.
I want to know where they at.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think I would look
17.
around.
Okay.
Maybe go up, because I'm guessing that there's a tree line where we're landing. Or?
Not a tree line, so you guys are landing in the city proper. There are not a lot of trees. In fact, you've seen, I would say in total, about 7 in all of Yorn. One of them was very big. But you don't see any trees here. There are broken buildings,
I guess I would,
pillars, things like that.
Fly up to the tops of the buildings to see
Okay.
if I could see.
Make a
what
perception
Gavin
check
might
as well.
be.
What was yours, Heinrich?
17.
17. Looking around, you don't see noticeable changes necessarily, but you do see a path. One of the kind of side streets has been cleared a little bit. And so there's definitely been movement and exploration in that direction. Here and there, as your eyes kind of take things in, you see splashes of color. And you can see here and there are these orange X's that have been put up. Outside of that, not a lot of changes.
Okay.
What was yours?
18.
18. You see...
The same.
You've never seen elements here before, so you see, buildings that you haven't seen. You see this mountain that really kind of catches your eye because it is weird. Here and there, you see birds. That's about it.
No building projects or anything.
Nothing immediately visible here.
Does this
Float
look like
back down.
what would be a good direction to head, Shay? Any other?
Would I notice anything?
So you do notice immediately these kind of orange X's. They're not X's necessarily, but they are similar. They are signs of danger in Zinni. And so these seem to be places that have been explored and kind of marked as maybe not the best places to go. You see this path that has been cleared that Heinrich gestures to. You don't see any immediate signs of gamble, but the kind of cleanliness and the way in which it's been cleared does point to maybe things being transported in this direction. And so probably at least a starting point to head in his way.
Start heading that way. Avoid
Right.
those.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time we were here with the whole... I think there were 6 different directions we could go. All of them led through some sort of dangers.
Finn kind of nods as you guys walk, and he seems to kind of look at some of the rubble. So, like, what's the deal here? Can we just take anything? Is this, like, belong to anybody, or...
These are the ruins of
I'm not too sure.
1,000-year-old civilization.
I mean, I say
would-
go for it.
I'd say be careful
Yeah.
what you take.
It belongs in a museum.
Your museum.
Oh my god, I'm Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. You're
I didn't even realize
I thought that was part of the birth of it. But,
No.
all right.
Iron Man Jones.
Yeah, Iron Man Jones. Set.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Never mind. To
Anyway.
Finn. Yeah. Technically, no. I don't know what the Zinni have plans for with anything here. Really, number one thing is all I'm gonna say. You seem well traveled. I know you're well traveled, which means I know you've probably come across dangerous objects.
Yeah, from
So you
time
know
to
how to
time.
spot them. Hopefully, please use that skill as best as you can if you're going to be doing whatever you're doing.
So this is just like a dangerous place.
Oh yeah,
Nothing
I mean,
owned by
last
people, but
time
like...
we were here, I mean, it's really messed up stuff here.
Okay, so just treasure hunted rules.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And like, for example, there was a hole in the ground that had a treasure chest, and Morwen got incredibly sick from trying to pick the lock. That's very... I'm assuming if you did that...
Well, I
then-
wouldn't say trying. I picked it.
Yeah.
First
yeah,
of all,
so
I
even
successfully
more,
picked. Yeah.
Even
to
more
be,
the reason.
To be clear.
Even more the reason to be careful.
In fact.
Let
Right.
us know if anything seems like, weird.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't typically just grab things without asking. I mean,
that. Yeah. I trust that. Absolutely 100% with my entire being. Every fiber of my being, I trust that.
Fantastic. That's what I like to hear.
No,
Okay.
I don't. I don't at all. It's like a
Think we
facetious
all
way
know
of saying that. But yeah, you know, if anything seems off, dangerous, like you may have just triggered something, just raise the alarms, please.
You got it.
I don't like being surprised by giant undead skeletons that we have to fight to the death.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, that was what was guarding the chest.
Yeah, that's where he got that thing, and I'm pointing at his belt.
Yeah, this thing that I put on my belt.
Okay. So, like, is there a lot of giant undead skeletons, or like?
Only one we
don't
saw,
know.
but there were other things that were giant and scary. There was a living tree that we didn't actually get close to because that was pretty fucking terrifying just in principle.
Yeah, you know, that is kind of a weird thing. There's no trees here,
Yeah.
or like really, you know, little bits
Well,
of
it's not
flowers
on
and
the-
grass and
it's not on the
clover. And
ground.
a good point.
Yeah, it's in the dirt.
Oh,
Except for
wait.
the mountain, but like that wasn't here before.
What was the guy's name who was on the mountain?
Carl.
Carl.
Steven.
Today.
I want to say
Kevin,
hi to.
Jeffrey.
I want to look out for Carl. See how he's doing.
Okay.
I
Just
thought I
saying.
wrote his name down, but I can't fucking find it.
I don't think it was either of those
Was it Elmer?
things.
I feel like it was Elmer.
It might have even been Elmer.
Elmer
There
doesn't
was an
sound
Elmer
right.
at one point, but give me a
Doesn't
second.
sound right.
All right. Are we just? Is he just Elmer right now? I'm looking for him. We all know who we're talking. What
No,
we're talking
Carl.
about. I'm
He
looking
makes
for
a
him.
mean steak and cheese.
Give me a second. Carl. I like Carl as the name. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just for
probably
the
Carl.
meantime.
It's Carl now.
Yeah, it can be Carl for now. That's fine.
Someone
Wait, this is
watching
way
this,
before
go
that.
back to the
Jeez.
episode.
Go
a
hunt
couple
through that.
months ago.
Wasn't
Figure out
he
the
down-
name of this random specific NPC.
wasn't
Bonus
he-
point.
Get back to us.
Yeah.
We'll send you some swag.
It's the kind of thing that you would think that I would have, but I have his house. I actually just recently looked at it, the map, just in case, because there was a chance that there was going to be a
Big fight
Oh,
in
there's a
front of
big
his
gap.
house.
Huh.
in the house. Yeah,
Man, I got a big notes gap somehow. Must have borrowed some paper.
Probably
I'll find it
wherever
later. It's
the
Carl for now.
pipes.
so you're looking out for Carl.
Yeah.
Not to worry.
Oh my god, is that Carl Weathers?
So
Is that
what are you
Carl
guys looking for?
Yastrzemski?
You're looking for Gamble?
Legendary
Well,
Red Sox player?
That's
Okay.
what I'd be looking for.
Shay, you following some of these paths, and you can see areas where stones have been stacked, and they kind of lead you
Always.
always.
This loop has a dead zone.
Lead you further and further north. You pass through areas familiar to you now, places that all of you have traveled, well, except for Akka, have traveled,
And Finn.
and Finn. Way off into the east, you can still hear these kind of sparking runes that exist embedded into the side of these massive mansions. But you head, you head in a different direction, and after about 20 minutes, you begin to see, for the first time, trees. Give me just 1 second. That is called Taram. Here we are. You come to an area where sort of the edge of Yorn, the northeasternmost edge. If you were to look north, you could see off maybe 500-600 feet the beginnings of the building that the aperture is in. You having all been around that road quite a bit. This area has wooden structures suspended off the side. For Morwen, for all of you actually at this point, very familiar with dock-like structures, but huge, maybe 30 feet wide. There are two sort of old dead trees outside of this building that connects to what is like a dock. The building itself only about 35 feet high, maybe 50 feet wide. In it, you can see little sort of elements, maybe like crumbled inwards. It's pretty badly damaged. On the dock itself, there is this ruin of a very large ship. And already you can see elements that have been kind of sanded down and worked away as if parts are being reattached. You can see these huge planks of wood that formed it are being gently sort of carved into to make smaller boards. But working on this, you can see Gamble. And standing off kind of on one of the sides, watching, you can see a very grumpy-looking Meliora. But you guys can approach without issue and find your way over to the dock. It is windy on that side of Yorn. And looking down, there's nothing but just clouds beneath you. But Gamble turns and seems a little bit surprised, jumps off the structure and walks over to all of you. I'm surprised you came out this way.
Yeah, I kind of figured out all that I would be able to get in terms of this expedition we're on. But then Boron mentioned something about wanting to understand the way that the city stays aloft a little better.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
He sort of gestures behind him. When Krodok was looking around Yorn, it seems as if there are elements of the city in the valley beneath us. One of the things that he found was a wrecked ship of a sort, and he gestures behind him.
Right.
There are parts of this unlike anything I've seen, and with the right impulse, I suppose, it would be able to function again. This is a ship that floats on air, not water.
Yeah. Because it is right now, right?
It's like kind of slumped on the dock right
it's
now.
on the
It's
dock.
like pretty
Okay.
wrecked.
Gotcha.
Well,
I will not...
You can look at it,
Yeah, you can walk up to it, make an investigation check if you want.
inspect it, see
Yeah.
what's going on.
I'll pull Gamble aside.
Sure.
Just the two of us.
Okay.
No earshot, no nothing.
Yep, he walks
okay.
over with you.
Staring at you to
No,
make sure
I'm
you don't
actually-
disappear.
I'm gonna go walk over to the boat with
Okay.
Finn, and
Okay.
I am going to suggest to him to maybe if there's like a little splinter of wood, be cool to just put it in the other boat. You know what I'm saying?
Just, he's gonna lean in a little bit. What do you just want to take a piece of wood off the thing, or?
I mean, like I saw like the little collection of ships that has become the Raging Harmony. Maybe throw a little flying ship in there. You know, just our little secret. Be kind of cool. You know, gotta collect them all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, let's look around and see if we can find something to take
Yeah,
off.
let's
But
find
I
a
would
nice
say
splinter.
probably don't let Akka see you do it because he seems a little sensitive
Oh
about
no,
that.
we're not gonna fucking show him. Oh gosh, shit. You serious? Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
What? Aren't
Okay,
they
you're
like right next to me?
This is a large. So this ship, as you get to the wreckage of it, it's about 110 feet long.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably having this conversation, whispering to each other, but like walking by you. Like you may have heard like a word.
Like,
At
don't
most.
tell Akka.
No, you just hear
see-
me. Oh, we're not telling him shit.
Gamble has laid down all kinds of colored lines that look as if almost like blueprints to carve sections of this away. What was your check?
It was an investigation,
Yep.
17.
17. You get the sense looking at all of this that he's going to carve away large parts of the ship to make a much smaller but functioning version.
You know, grab it by the XYZ corner axis and scale down.
Yeah.
Hold shift though, because you don't want to oblong.
You see a lot of elements of the ship
Uniform
appear to be burned. There's definitely fire damage to it. But you can see elements that have been kind of scraped away and are being prepped to be removed or pared down. You would note on the sides there are these huge sort of circular cylinders almost that have kind of giant runes on them. There is a space in each for something to be slotted, maybe a power source, but currently empty.
Okay. So that's probably like the magical power element.
Perhaps.
Otherwise, it looks pretty much like just a giant regular ship.
Um,
Ruined wreck of a ship.
Yeah, I mean, huge. And also, I mean, it's beautiful. The wood itself at some point was almost like a pale blue. It has been kind of overgrown and has like molding bits of moss kind of hanging on it. It's been in the ground for some time.
Okay.
There are elements to it very unfamiliar to you. This was crafted by the Cloud Giants thousands of years ago. And so, not like any ship that you've seen, but easy enough to recognize.
Okay.
Heinrich, you take a gamble aside.
Just to make sure no one else can hear. Alright. Okay. This is sensitive information because it pertains to the what is keeping this aloft, or so it seems. This whole place.
Okay.
So when we were first here, we found what seemed to be control center of some kind that was discovered to be that after a little sophomoric messing around with. You see the mountain in the middle?
This sounds like a Morwen thing.
No, I'm guilty on this one. Because it involved using magic to manipulate.
Interesting.
Right. Given its current state. I can't really go into too much detail because it's like I don't know how to explain it, but I can show you. But you gotta be very careful given that it could raise or bring down chunks of this whole place. And the mountain in the middle.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
It is,
oopsies.
you're responsible for
and
that.
please.
You recognize that diverted the
Yeah.
river of
Oh,
commerce.
yeah.
So, water sources to the
Oh, yeah,
northeast have gone dry.
yeah.
There are whole cities.
Again, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Listen, I tried to bury that because that's a lot of weight, literally, as well.
It may be good to try to return that to where it
Sure,
was.
you would probably be the best person to understand to be able to do that safely,
Yes.
given that ship you found.
Let's go to this place.
Also, oopsies.
Let's go to this place.
Yeah. All right, so I'll just wave over to whoever's nearby. We'll be right back, and then we're just gonna go.
Okay.
Like not really, like letting anyone know.
Okay. Shay, for your passive perception, you're the only one who sees Meliora kind of peel off as the two of them disappear as well.
Damn it.
Well, actually. Oh, yeah. Never mind. You don't see that either. You look over and she's gone.
She's gone.
Yeah. That's a natural 20.
Wait, is that the one that we owe the cup to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oops.
She doesn't want it back apparently, so.
Gamble took her share.
You would notice, Morwen, that all of a sudden it's just you, Finn, and Akka on this dock.
But there's some distance. There's some
And
space.
Shay?
Aka's alone.
Or Shay, you hiding?
You probably
and I
don't
walk
see Shay, I
towards
would
the boat,
imagine.
unless you're following. I don't know.
I mean, like, I'm just inspecting this kind of idly and not making sure I don't get left behind because I don't know
Hey,
where
I
the
think-
fuck I am.
Is gonna find the high point to try to keep tabs on both groups
Okay.
at the best of her ability.
Make a perception check, because you kind of... The best thing to do, honestly, is to get up on the ship towards where kind of a broken and bent mast is.
It's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh,
This is like an Assassin's Creed moment, like a 360 kind of like spin around, and you get to see everything. The clouds part a little bit.
Crowd flies by.
You can now see, since you rolled a natural 20 as well, Meliora, who about 20 feet up on what would be like the second floor of some of the structures, kind of keeping pace as Gamble and Heinrich travel down one of the roads. Just kind of watching. You see they're headed towards where you know there to be this kind of underground map room, the control center of Yorn.
Yeah.
You also see sort of further south, kind of more centrally located, another building that kind of pulls your attention because it has elements similar to this dock building in terms of how it's structured. And there is growing within the middle of it a huge tree. Not as big as the crazy kind of ficus tree that you saw that almost overwhelmed an entire building. This is just like a tall, what looks like a... Give me 1 second here. Like an aspen tree.
Okay.
It's called.
How far is it from where we are?
It's pretty far. It's like a couple blocks, which are giant blocks, quite
Okay.
literally.
I'll note that for later. Just gonna keep an eye on things
Fair
as best I can.
Okay. Heinrich, you and Gamble make your way over the next 10 minutes to this area.
Hole in the ground.
You'd remember, yeah. It's like a mined hole in the ground.
Yeah.
It drops down about 10 feet.
I'll be
and-
telling him the limited history, like a tour guide.
Yeah.
Too. And here you can see during the incursion of the frost giants.
There's just a dead frost giant, like slumped over in this passage.
just kind of move it out of the way. Right here, and I just like belt someone trying to say, you can see where they were digging, indicated by these markings, and I just like kick the foot out of the way.
Yeah. Gamble just kind of dodges the foot, and
Yeah.
you guys walk down this corridor. You can
Yeah.
see the elements of the cage that was kind of pulled aside.
Yeah.
And walking up these sort of steps, you enter this huge space.
Yeah.
Still frozen.
Yeah.
Much of the map is
Yeah.
ice. But you can
And
see
that giant too with the lightning bolt.
You can see still.
Did I not dispel magic?
You dispelled the lightning bolt,
That's right.
so
Right.
you do see there is still frozen a giant.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You guys thawed him out as well. The body has sort of necrotized very rapidly now, being exposed to the air.
Oh, right, because that's where we got the necklace from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is now kind of this goopy, and there's a bit of a smell in here as bacteria now finding its way in.
Skeleton still there?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. And that was how this place almost nearly fell entirely. Because as you see over here, and I gesture at the map, is the thing that I was talking about.
Yeah, and still in this kind of, so it's this huge stone basin with mist that kind of floats in it, and these floating approximations of the chunks of Yorn.
Yeah.
And there is still kind of mist floating over most of it, but a charred bit of the ship kind of sticking out.
Yeah. So that's the oops, and then that's the oops.
Gimbal kind of follows all of this.
Yeah. For your research, what I tried was using my patron connection fire source to try to thaw little chunks. Very bad idea. That's all I got.
It's, well, this is something that we shouldn't really have people playing with.
That's why just you. That's the only person I wanted to tell. Inform,
Glub
and show.
cannot know about
Oh,
this.
absolutely not. He
Yes.
won't be staying here. When we leave, he'll be coming with us.
We are grateful for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that.
We
I
did
think
try.
Sorry? I don't know.
We tried to help Glub, and he is not a malevolent, but it's almost as if everything he touches breaks.
Yeah? Sounds about right.
And he tracks mud everywhere.
Right. And anyone he touches gets sick.
So we did, the lorebinders especially, managed to get him dressed in a way that is more protected. He looks ridiculous. No. I did give him some crafter's gloves, and that does protect his arms.
Okay, good.
One of the lorebinders found dark meadow style boots, which are basically cowboy boots. They extend almost to his hips. He looks interesting.
So he's got boot pants.
Oh my god, how
After a
boot
fashion.
pants.
Yes.
I can't.
I can't wait to
What's
see
this
this.
new anime?
I cannot wait to see this.
The Adventures of Cowboy Boot Pants.
Glub is very agreeable to this. He does understand. One of the lorebinder scribes wrote a song for him because he did often forget. So he kind of
He has to sing-song his way into his outfit.
No, he needs to sing to remember not to touch people.
Gotcha.
And also not to track mud everywhere, and also not to
Right.
go into the pond.
Right. What is this pond?
When we first arrived here in the northern tower, water has gathered from the crumbling ceiling. Rainwater, perhaps. It is the only place with
Above
living
the clouds,
organisms.
rainwater?
Yes.
That's weird. Condensation?
There are storms that appear here. Whether they're natural or not is still not known.
Yeah.
But it rains on Yorn.
Huh. Never rained when we were here, but again, very short time. Okay. What's wrong with the pond? Just don't go on it because it's could break the ceiling or something?
In the monastery, that'll be lost. You never made it to the inner parts, but we did have, when we first arrived, there were native frogs that were frozen in the ice. They lived in the monastery and would thaw out at certain times of year. We lost those, but in this pond, almost poetically in a way, there is a species of lizard.
Huh.
And we fear that Glub, well, he ate the first two, and there's not many in there.
Right. Very isolated extremophiles.
I don't
think
know
that's
that
the
they
word.
exist anywhere else in the planet, and
Right.
so Glub is not allowed in the pond.
Yeah.
Making these things extinct.
That tracks. That makes sense.
Rare species.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Right. Okay. Well, anyways, first impressions of this, I'm assuming it's going to take a while to research.
It will. This seems to be almost like a scale map of this place.
Right. And when you
If
interact
so-
with it, it does actually
that, well, it doesn't make sense. That would be analogous to the experience that you've had.
Right.
I think we could use this to do quite a few things.
Good.
I don't understand the magic that keeps this place aloft, but with time, we might be able to apply it. There are large, almost urn-looking things that do provide power. They exist in Yorn. We found one. It was
Did we
drained.
find any?
No,
Okay. Okay.
it was depleted, but if there was one
It's a
full...
Baghdad battery.
Yes, actually.
Okay.
That's what it's based on, yeah.
Yeah. But okay.
It was depleted, but if there was one that was active,
Uh-huh.
it might be able to power the craft that I'm working on.
Huh.
We would need 2.
Noted. Okay.
Once I
don't know
have
where we
those,
could
I think
go.
in about a week, I might be able to get something functional.
And that would make traveling to the frost line easier. So this might move
Certainly.
up to the top of the list. Okay, good. Noted. About this thing in the corner, I'm just going to gesture like the frozen husk
Yeah.
around the grossness.
Yep.
I guess it's not really a danger anymore. Can I like start just dismantling? I'm gonna just like, help clean this up a little bit, while also
Okay, let's be very careful about this.
but those not the thing that will crash everything down.
You're just trying to clean up the bodies?
Yeah, just the frozen body in the corner.
We
He
can
goes
try.
dead.
Yeah. Well, what would be the danger in that?
I don't know how much of this ice is connected. It is magical. It hasn't stayed this way
Uh-huh.
on its own. Destroying elements of it after a point might cause it all to collapse. There are enchantments that when a certain amount is broken or a certain amount of damage is dealt to it, the enclosure that I gave all of you at one point, for instance,
Uh-huh.
when it takes a certain amount of damage, the entire thing collapses, not
I
just
see.
the wall.
So that, even though not physically tethered, could be to the.
I
map
don't
thing.
know, and so my
Maybe
fear...
we'll just never mind. As long as you're okay with the smell.
I think we can figure out a way to clear it safer,
Okay.
keeping the ice intact.
We'll leave it to it then.
Probably at about this point, you would hear this kind of click. And looking behind you, you can see it is the peg leg, or not the peg leg, sorry, this kind of metallic boot of Meliora.
Wow.
As she kind of lands and stands back up, you can see this eye patch sort of... something under the eye patch in the dark of the space, you can see kind of glowing.
Uh-huh.
But you can see Gamble
I
doesn't
just
really
wanted to
react
move
too
on,
much to
so I
that.
laughed at it.
Probably having sensed her sometime previous.
Right. Oh, hi.
You could liquefy that body with acid.
Okay. Would that damage the ice?
It doesn't seem to. And she sort of walks up to it, and you can see pulling out of her cloak this little kind of faceted vial with a greenish liquid in it.
Uh-huh.
And she unscrews the top of it and drops a little bit on the ice, and you can see it hits the ice and kind of runs down like water before hitting the stone. And kind of burning a little bit of it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's your answer, Gamble. Turning to him.
Gamble nods. Thank you, Mel. Why did you follow us?
And also, yeah, like, oh god. Now you can't mention anything of this place, please. For the safety of your entire people up here.
You can see in the dark, her eyes glow silver. This like brilliant silver that I think maybe Heinrich, I can't remember if you met this person, but it's only really happened one other time in the campaign.
Oh, not her. Someone else, you mean?
No, it was like a really random encounter that one of you had with a woman on like a ship. She sold stuff. I know that you were there.
I think it was Guntir.
It might have been Guntir and Morwen.
Yeah. It's not the one that I got the Pearl of Power from.
No.
In the near the heart.
No.
Or whatever. Okay. Then no.
So, it is a very peculiar sight, this kind of glowing eye, and something almost off-putting about it, in that it makes you feel for just a second like you're a little kid in a room with somebody just so much older than you. There's something to her beyond even the kind of crotchety age that she manifests, but then it just seems kind of gone. But she regards the map for a little bit.
Okay.
And there's this like heavy silence for almost like 2 minutes. And then she says, I agree. Others should not know of this place.
Good. And then nod to Gamble. Where have you searched already for these batteries?
Gamble is going to kind of walk up to the map and kind of
so
climb up to the
that's why I
top.
didn't say let's go back, because
Wow.
we have the whole fucking layout right here.
He begins to kind of point around,
And
you
then
can see.
book open, rough sketching, like
Sure.
Yeah, I'm making
begin
like a
to
treasure
sketch.
map with question marks and X's and stuff, being like,
And
no,
so-
not here, maybe here.
You can see there are almost like cones, and you can see there is a mindful way
they
to which
cold?
it's been explored. Ha.
Sorry.
There is a mindful way to which this has been explored. You can see like very, very clearly, almost like a grid has been laid out, and that is where it's been searched.
Like an archaeological dig kind of vibe.
Yeah, very much like that. You would have to talk to Boron to see if there's anywhere that they've gone to that we have not. But my
Cross-reference
my guess is it would be in a building similar to the one that we have that ship on. Like a storage facility
Would
or
make
something.
sense. Sure.
But haven't found anything so far.
Okay. Looking at the map, do any of the other buildings resemble that?
Make a survival check.
Okie Please? Nope. Oh, it's a 10.
10?
Like, can I just look at and, like, take the size comparison, or is it not really?
The thing is, so it's
I
not
guess
like
it's
direct
not
buildings.
literally,
It's yeah, it is kind of the
It's like, here's the most
representation.
obvious building as a landmark representation of this
Right,
quarter.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's like the Eiffel Tower and then just like some random little
Yeah.
structures.
Yeah.
But he sort of points out a few places that it might be.
I will note those down.
While all this is happening, Akka, Shay, Morwen, what are you guys doing?
I was creeping up on the boat with Finn, too.
Okay. Yeah. Make an investigation check as you guys walk around. Make it at advantage because Finn's helping you.
Yeah, I'd probably just, I guess, however long they're gone, do a full
Same roll.
inspection of this. And
At advantage, make an investigation check unless there's something particular you're looking for.
just like, this is some sort of magical, mechanical conjunction.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Yeah. Okay.
7.
7. You find a lot of rubble, a lot of pieces of debris.
I mean,
You
we're just looking for a
find
piece of wood anyway. Really,
weird,
but-
almost like greenish sand here and there, little grains of it.
Not
But
great.
what did you get?
17.
17. This is a magical ship, and there are elements of magic that you can see worn into the wood itself. You find a few places that look like maybe spots that something might attach, but nothing attached currently.
Can I make note of, like, the shape of whatever it looks like would be attached?
Yeah, no problem. It looks like maybe like a little
Is this
20
in
by
the 2 cylinders?
no, although you do
Separate
find
from.
a place that would house something like that. You find like a little cylinder kind of place located on the starboard side, what would be the starboard side of the ship. It is badly cracked, but with some repairs it could probably house something. But aside from that, not a whole lot.
Okay. I would make note of, like, looking for objects that seem like they would fit into
Okay.
these areas
Sure.
on the ship.
With the 7, yeah, you don't find much.
Yeah, we're just looking for a piece of wood anyway. So.
You find pieces of wood, yeah, no problem. You can add a piece of
Well,
old
I'll give
wood.
it a Finn to add to the boat. That's
Okay.
the point.
You squirrels that
That's
away.
great.
Yeah, this is great. Right off the side.
Yeah.
So are you guys heading back from the map room, or what are you doing?
Yeah, unless there was any more things that Gamble wanted. I mean, I figured just showing him, letting him know, blah, blah, blah. That was,
I
like,
would
kind of the goal of
probably-
this.
At
So, yeah.
some point realized that it was just me, Morwen, and Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, oh shit, Finn has never been here. Morwen is Morwen.
Just look up. I need an adult.
Yeah, I don't want to get abandoned here. I could probably find my way back to where we had been going back over the rings,
Maybe,
but
yeah.
like, don't want to be left in the middle of a giant floating kingdom
Probably not.
with these two. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd probably, after, full inspection, would be like, where did Shay, Gamble, Heinrich, and that other one all go?
You can see Akka looking around, trying to find people.
I'm not going to make it easy. I'm not hiding, but I'm not going to
Okay.
make it easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything.
Perceiving.
Just standing
Sure,
there
make a
looking at him,
perception
looking.
check.
Yeah, how you like that? That's 21.
It takes you a second, but as your eyes kind of look up, there's a moment where in the sun you see like this little silhouette of a figure in what would be like a crow's nest kind of structure. And then it gets larger and larger, and then, Shay.
Okay. Is she coming down now? Or
to you? No.
You're still okay.
It's kind of standing over the edge.
At that, I'll come down.
Okay. 30 feet in an instant and
You've
just
been
drops in
detected.
front of you.
Where did Heinrich go and your uncle?
For a walk. They'll be back.
Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Because the clock is eternally ticking.
Yes. For now, we wait.
So,
Meanwhile, in the distance, you just hear me just like, there's just so much wood. You guys gotta come see this. Oh my god. Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
just
after
hear
a
like
couple of minutes, I
things like
think-
fall down.
I'd imagine it's like in the
Awkwardly
background
with-
you're like prying a
with
board
Shay,
off,
be
like one
like-
foot up on the ship.
Yeah.
Guys, check this out.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Thanks.
Guys, I'm planking.
Let me come check that out. To like get away from the awkwardness of waiting around with Shay. Like this, Shay I think hates me, so I'm gonna.
And we
like,
see you approaching. I'm like, oh shit, act cool. Finn, act cool.
What did you,
He's coming.
what did you guys find?
Nothing.
Finn turns around and goes, absolutely nothing. This is just wood.
Well, it's really old wood, but yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
What did they find?
Make a insight check.
Oh. 14?
Seems like something pretty good, but you can't really tell.
Well, I hope that you share whatever you find, because that's your rule.
Listen, if we found anything, we would share, obviously, right? We share.
Always.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
Information, secrets, friendship.
A lot of friendship. A lot of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Heinrich, are you and Gamble making
Share
your way
so
Oh,
back?
many
yeah, we would have been
secrets.
this whole time,
I'm just
I'm
like,
assuming.
yeah.
Shay, as they're like having this
This is a
conversation,
very
you see
believable
kind of
story
rounding a
coming
corner,
from
Gamble and Heinrich and
The
Meliora.
guy who has
all
already
make their way
stolen
back towards
from
you.
me.
I'd wait for them to come back over.
You all now kind of within a 50-foot sphere at this point.
I'll be up at this angle.
Yeah, okay.
Standing though. But that thing. Alright, so it seems like to get this thing working, which will hasten our tasks, looking over at you at that one, we need to find some sort of object. What was it? Urn-shaped that has a liquid in it that could provide power to this ship?
Oh,
It is like a ceramic urn, but perhaps close to 6 feet tall,
Sure,
sized
sure.
for a giant.
Yeah, but no problem for me.
I did see a building of note that I want to go check.
Okay, and I'll pull out the map and I'll be like, here, where is it? And just like correspond, is it one of the places
Like
that has
triangulate where that tree was.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but you find like roughly the spot and
been...
you kind of point
Has
it.
it been checked yet?
You guys haven't been there yet, no.
Has, based on the map that Gamble was talking about where they've gone to? Has
No.
that been... Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, sure. Does it bear any resemblance to this? And I point at the dock house looking thing.
Vaguely. There
That's
was
our best
also a
chance.
tree, which I thought odd.
Yeah, okay. Not one brought up.
No,
Only other one was apparently alive and hungry.
not that one either.
Yeah.
Different.
But that other one makes me worried about this one, if that weird mad chemist giant was...
Hence why I did not go myself.
Right. Well, it does seem like the best place to go. So I think, without further ado, since that is our objective, everyone remember 6-foot urns made of ceramic, possibly containing liquid, hopefully containing liquid. I don't know why I keep saying that.
Does
Is that
this
something he
description
mentioned?
fit?
No, I think
that-
you're just thinking
I'm
about
like,
that.
I just keep thinking about that.
Yeah.
Alright, the large ceramic urns. Did you have a shape that you could give us to look out for? Because I'm sure urns, there might be more than just one shape.
This is starting to seem like it links up with the slots.
Yes,
that I have.
yes.
Okay.
Like a regular pot,
Okay.
like an earthen olla.
Well, alright.
I would roughly size out the hole that I was in.
Which, I don't think your arm span is that
Not
big.
like-
If you were to turn around and look, you can see Akka kind of like maybe 10 feet away, sort of like trying
okay,
to.
I'll see that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do a quick sketch, try to accurately proportion it.
Sure.
Okay. Close the book. Any other pressing matters before we get this underway?
What are we doing?
We're looking for giant urns. Look like this
Power
and that
sources
shape.
for
And they're
the
here?
ship.
Probably it's some building that Shay saw, who I
Okay.
hopefully could guide us.
Let's go
Can do.
pot hunting.
Let's go hunt some pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Track it down.
You guys set off in this direction as
Call this
Shay
ship
kind
the
of
dealer.
leads. Shay, Finn's gonna kind of come up alongside you in the beginning of this and kind of go, excuse me, Shay, right?
Yes, Finn?
Yeah, no, Finn Mud, if it matters or whatever. I've heard a lot about you, and I'm kind of curious. The tales say that you're as fast as lightning. Is that true?
Full sprint.
Want to see me?
God.
Yeah.
Want to see me?
All of you, not really overhearing this, all of a sudden you see Finn just say something to Shay, and Shay is just gone. Like 100, but it's 140 feet, something like that, at a dash.
150.
150 feet, all of a sudden in 6 seconds is just the other end of this main avenue. You can't even see her. The debris kind of kicks up, and Finn just kind of, okay, no, I guess she can go. That's absolutely fucking incredible.
And back.
And he just kind of like jerks backwards. That's actually faster than I thought it was going to be. That's crazy.
Go pretty fast too.
And turns and looks. You?
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm not gonna do it right now.
Jesus.
Oh, I can levitate, but only when no one's looking at me.
He looks at you and his eyes narrow. I don't think you're that fast, which is fine.
We'll see when it comes in handy for you.
I'm not saying you're not useful.
I'm
mean,
not
look
gonna
at you.
waste
You
it
got-
because I don't just do it running around.
Whenever you'd like to race, Akka.
I don't want to race. I just. Can we just go find? the
Wait, can we
urns?
race? I kind of want to see this. This is,
Oh, I'll place bets.
you want to bet?
Yeah.
I'm going to bet on the human.
Okay,
me too.
First
Yeah,
one.
no, I think that's dumb. That's not, I mean,
First one to the urn wins. How about that? Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can I get in
great.
this now?
Sure.
It doesn't seem like much
Why
of a matter
not?
of speed or
Yeah.
investigation, but alright.
All right. All right. What do I win?
You win. I don't know. Whatever.
I'll just start
I don't
chanting in
wanna
the
race.
background, cloak for a day. Cloak for a day.
Why is it everything that everyone wins is coming from me? The one who historically has the least of all
Oh,
of
the
you.
winner gets to captain the ship for the first.
Finn goes, oh my God, I was about to actually say,
In
I
your-
didn't want to bring it up, but if there is a flying ship, somebody's got to be the captain. And I feel like, not that I've been a captain or anything, but I have been. So, just wanted to throw that out there. But if you guys all wanted to race, Morwen, just like a second. And he kind of calls you over. I don't want to... You're very fast. I've seen how fast you are. I don't think you could beat her.
No, I mean, I couldn't beat her in, running, but I can maybe beat her in, I don't know, stealing shit. I know where to look for, things that aren't supposed to be there.
But we're following her to get there. She knows where it is. We don't. So already this seems like maybe not the best bet. I kind of think that we should bet on her, and you should pretend that you're doing it, and then throw the race. Maybe try to sabotage the elf, and then we can win.
Yeah, but I want to captain the ship.
I mean, so do I, but do you think that she's really going to want to captain the ship? I mean, she can run faster than that thing could probably fly.
Like,
can she fly?
when has this happened before?
Did I learn anything? Nah. No, okay, fine.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Hey, Elf, I think that would be a great race, I'm gonna bet on Shay.
Cool, great, awesome. I'm ready, set, go, and I'm gonna start just following you wherever you are leading.
I think we
us
all
to get
are.
to the...
Yeah.
I think Ready Set Go.
What a
we
race,
should
y'all.
leave as
Walking
a
the
group
whole-
You see
and just casually.
Finn runs like 6 steps and then kind of stops and goes, "Oh, okay."
Well, we gotta get there first.
Yeah, I don't really know where I was gonna go. We're following her, so.
Wait, where are we going?
To go find the urns in the
Yeah,
building.
no, but where? Where? What building?
The one that
Shay
Shay
saw
has
one.
to lead us to.
So you guys turn right past this row of pillars, and in front of you, maybe 50 feet, you see this building that you had seen previously.
Not good at
2
Quidditch.
dead trees outside of it, and in the middle, you can see not rising out of the wreckage of the middle, but you can see like a living tree. Maybe not an aspen, a poplar is what those are called. You can see, I would say, for whoever wants to make a perception check as you look into this building.
Sure, why the hell not?
Why the hell not?
Oh! Natural 20.
I got eyes, I'll use them.
Finn got a 10.
Oh! 2 natural 20s in a row!
Damn. Your elf eyes see a lot.
Name
23.
23?
17.
17.
So that's a total of 25
Okay.
with the addition and subtraction
Okay.
bonus.
Flash of genius? No, I'm kidding.
30 to get a real good look at this building.
To win the race.
You
My
see the
eyes
shortest
see things,
distance.
Yeah. I saw the fastest.
So, Shay, interestingly, seeing the least, pretty much. But as you look, you kind of regard the building, looking for places you could jump to, places that you could maybe look over and into. You see the way that the ceilings collapse, probably water gathering over time and then sinking it inwards. It's peculiar. On the inside, it's relatively clean. And you would imagine there should be a bunch of debris. And you see some, but not nearly as much as there should be. And then that's kind of most of what you see. Morwen, for you, you notice all of that, but additionally, further in kind of the corners, there are 2 smaller trees kind of growing in either side in large pots of soil. Akka, with natural 20s, you see a lot. This structure, very similar in design to the previous one. You can see this tree in the middle, a poplar tree, but very similar in ways to these 2 smaller trees in the corner. And instantly, your eyes go to these pots, about the size that would fit into these into that ship. It looks as if somebody's used them as actual planters, and there are 2, maybe 4 to 5 foot tall, larger than saplings, but smaller than trees, kind of growing in the corners. And then you see the tree in the middle shift, not in the wind, almost independently. And that strikes you as odd. And you've seen birds, you've heard them, but you don't see them here. That also makes you seem, instantly you feel as if something's very strange about this place.
Hang on. I'm going to point out the odd tree.
Okay, you pointed out. It is quite the odd tree.
Like, something is off with that. Taz Pause race.
Does it look...
Pause race.
So when we were in the old building,
Yeah.
we didn't get to look directly at the tree, right? We got to look at, like, this gnarled wooden door vibe thing. I remember that.
You didn't get a look at the central tree.
Right.
No.
Okay. So, with the door and the wood not things that it was made out of, is that relevant at all here?
Make a nature check.
Just given that plus, like, the experimentation the other guy was doing and
Yeah.
notes about it having
That was a
feelings.
very unnatural tree, that
Yeah.
ficus tree. But yeah, make a nature check.
Yeah.
Maybe you can draw some similarities there.
No, I can't. I got a 6.
Well, you know, they're made out of wood,
Mhm.
and in that way they are related.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
think seeing this strange tree and odd, like, 2 trees with the pots that look right-sized, and I'm gonna go and, like, get a closer look to try and figure out what is off about this without wary that it might be a trap or something.
So make a stealth. But what are you doing here?
Like, floating
Okay.
above, like, probably 10 feet, approaching the building with the tree that looked weird,
Okay.
being aware of the other trees and that something is off here, so I'm
You're just
being
sussing out the
cautious
tree.
I'm being cautious
Okay.
of, like,
You
what is
float up.
happening,
And
if it's a trap,
okay.
trying to go get a closer look at what is making this seem off.
With a natural 20, kind of floating up and above on the edges of the ceiling, looking into the ruined center. The things that you see first, it was definitely not water damage that caused this to collapse in. You see kind of scratches like this was pulled open. But the debris is not down at the bottom. You can see it kind of shoved up against the walls. You see large stones that kind of sit here and there on the ground. And then again, that tree kind of moves in a way that doesn't move with the wind. You see like the little leaves kind of moving with the wind, but the wood itself seems to shift and turn. And then you notice too, the trunk split in the middle, almost imperceptibly. But in a way, the more you look at this tree, the more humanoid it looks. You don't see any signs of traps. You don't see like any kind of glowing ruins. You don't see like trip lines. Nothing of that nature.
Given the way that you described the rubble, does it seem like something was, like, bursting through and pushing it away, or was, like, in the room pushing it to the sides? Or, you know, did something come from above and cause it?
Make an intelligence check. Just a flat intelligence check.
Wait, so did any of us see this tree wiggle?
No, just you see the tree
so-
in the middle of the room.
If I'm staring at it, well, I'm gonna stare at it.
Make a perception
I wanna
check.
see it wiggle.
Why is Akka moving so weirdly
24.
at this?
So 22.
22. You look around and it doesn't look as if anything's been like obviously kind of like no source necessarily. The only thing that moves in this room is this tree. And so, you know, you begin to kind of look, and the thing that really you notice is the way in which the ceiling was broken. Light now is able to fall on all 3 of these growing trees. The only 3 living things that you see, aside from grass and clover, in the space. What did you roll, Morwen?
I rolled a 17.
The 17?
I'm staring at these things. I want to see what you see. I
You
want
see
to see it
Akka
move,
like
and I want to see it
floating and
humanoidish.
staring. And so as you focus in on this tree, you do see the wood kind of bend a little bit, and the whole trunk seems to almost kind of turn a little bit.
Is it to like look at him?
You blink and you can't tell. You just see the leaves moving.
Is it just the main tree and not the 2 potted littler trees that I've noticed moving?
Yes.
And we're looking for pots, right?
Yeah. Tempted to either try to find a way to cover it in shade or just shatter it.
I'm so confused about this tree.
Me too. That's why.
I'm walking up to this damn tree.
Yeah.
I know how stupid this
I'm,
sounds.
like,
I'm gonna ask it for where they
cautiously-
found the pots.
Okay.
For the other ones.
So you
Excuse
wa-
me, tree. We're in search of pots. Can
Well,
you point me
well,
into
well,
the
don't get
direction
too
of the other
close.
pots?
Okay. You walk up to a tree and ask it these questions. Aka, you see this tree kind of like shifting and moving, and then Morwen comes up, and suddenly, as you're like really focusing, trying to see like what's
see
going
her
on.
I'm not,
walk
I'm not gonna go
underneath
like
me.
right next to it,
Sure.
but I am just gonna be like,
I'm like
hello,
floating
tree.
up there, just trying to be like, what the fuck
I
is
see
going
you
on?
have
So like
Change
20,
lovely
25
right
feet
out
away
from
at the doorway, yeah, Morwen's just there talking to the tree.
Morwen,
What?
don't get too close. There's something off about that tree.
It seems very polite to me. Did it respond?
No.
Didn't shake at me?
Not that you can tell.
Didn't point a branch?
Make a perception check again.
Point a branch. 17 again. I can't roll.
It's
higher
quite
than-
quite still.
Damn it. Is there any other sticks? Is there a long stick I can poke at it with?
Really interestingly, there is no broken sticks or twigs or anything like that. You don't see fallen leaves, just the tree. And for what it's worth, the roots are growing straight into the stone. You don't see any earth that it grows into.
This is. I don't know about this thing. I'm checking out the little other trees with the pots.
Okay.
Are there any pots in there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'll look for pots in here.
With that perception check, you see in the bottom left, what would be the southwest corner and the northeast corner, there are two huge, vaguely pot-shaped things. They are full of
Urn,
dirt,
a
and
vase or
yeah,
urn.
they look very much like urns.
Yeah.
Kind of shaped with this little like outspout, but currently covered in dirt. And then these trees grow out of them, little like 3 to 4 feet tall saplings. They all seem to be poplar trees.
I see pots, but they're all occupado.
This tree is. Something's off about this tree. I'm going to cast Shatter on one of the smaller ones above the pot.
The smaller trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the like 3-foot ones
Gonna
on
hurt the
top of the pot.
trees?
Look up
That's
shadow.
so mean.
I have it right here. A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, arose from a point of my choice. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a con saving throw. They take 3d8 thunder damage or half as much on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic material, such as stone, crystal, or metal, has disadvantage on the saving throw.
What's the point of your chosen range? Each creature, does it do anything to objects?
A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it is in the spell's
Okay,
area.
yeah,
But
so
I'm
roll-
doing it above so that it doesn't hit the pot,
Just the tree.
just the tree.
Okay, so roll 3d8 thunder damage on the tree.
D8s, there they are.
Object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm consciously trying to keep the pot intact because
Yeah.
that's what I want.
Yeah. No, and you're just knowing what you do about magic. You can certainly do that.
That's 10 plus 5, right?
10 plus 5, you said?
Yes. So 15. And it's, I believe, first damage. Where is Shadow now? Yeah, thunder damage.
How much is it?
15.
15. It's a tree. So as you cast Shatter, you can see these beautiful calligraphy-like glyphs kind of swim to life, and they move almost like a bolt across the sky. The noonday 1 p.m. sun kind of almost making it hard to see in this brilliant light, but it streaks across and seems to almost like jellyfish in before this loud crash shatters out. The wood splinters, the leaves like fly off this thing. The tree cracks down the middle and then splinters open. Elements of the roots get pulled out of the dirt. At this moment, the middle tree in the beginning, or in the middle, just kind of begins to shake and move. And Morwen, you see the trunk kind of split up from the base.
Yeah, backing up.
Okay, you take a couple steps back and you see suddenly one of the halves of the trunks lift off the ground like a leg.
I'm running away.
For perspective,
Just what I thought was gonna happen.
I'm just gonna yell, "Oh no, the consequences of your own actions again!"
We were gonna have to do something about it.
I don't know.
give me just a moment.
I've just stuffed into the pots and gotten out.
How are we gonna get the trees off of them? There were trees
I liked the
growing on
shadow
top.
idea personally.
You could
Pick
place
'em up.
this kind of right where Shay
Oh,
is
boy.
in the middle. This crater that I did
An
not
ent.
goes on that circle part.
Is this
A little bit of rebel
boulder
goes.
supposed to be in one of his hands here?
It can just go on the ground anywhere, really.
Okay, well, it was
There
in
are
his
boulders
hand
all over the
unless
place.
it will stay, unless I can't get it to stick in there.
So let me take us over here to our combat camera here. Although,
So where?
I think our combat camera froze.
Oh, it did.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh well. Not to worry. It's
when did
it's
that happen?
frozen. I don't know. We will get some pictures for you on Instagram at Alberon RPG. But you can see this huge tree-like creature, the arms separate away from the trunk, and suddenly you can see these 4 grasping arms. And as it turns, Akka, away from that tree and towards you, you see from the elements of wood, bits of bark flake away as these 2 eyes like just open, almost pure white, and they look angry. Elements in the middle splinter open, and you can see this huge mouth emerge. Does anybody speak Sylvan?
Technically, yes.
Yes, you do technically. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay. So Shay, you're the only one that understands it. But in Sylvan, you speak Primordial, and so you get kind of like the vague translation. But as it like reaches up, and one of the arms reaches down for one of these boulders, and one of the hands kind of points at you.
Hypnotic pattern.
Well, hang on one
I
sec.
can.
You hear it just say, "My children," and as it like picks the rock up, it seems to be aiming it towards Akka, because it is 11:40. And this is getting right into a combat.
Oh.
This is where we're going to end for tonight. And for the year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so perfect timing. Unfortunately, you can't see the map at the moment. Although, yeah, you could hold up this guy to my camera if you want.
Oh yeah.
Here you go. Look at that guy. Look at that ant. Big, strong, angry. Yeah, so we'll get back to that. It is going to start sort of with a surprise round. It has kind of a layer action. We'll see how that goes out. But that is going to be for session 95, which will be
Might
the
die
7th, the 7th of January. So you guys did find the area that these things are stored in, so that's good. And I will say, well, I'll wait till after the break to show you guys the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
But we do have a real ship,
Nice.
and that is pretty cool. However, that is us for tonight, so thank you very much for hanging out with us. This has been Adventures in Alberon, Session 94. Session 95 will be on the 7th of January, as we will have Gesundheit 2 weeks off for the holidays, for Christmas and for New Year's, so please stay safe. Hang on one second, let me pull up our Alberon theme music. In next year, in January, we'll be having Adventures in Alberon as per usual every Friday. It's looking like probably on Thursday night, so there will be another stream that will be starting in February, which will be a Starfinder campaign. There are a few familiar people that you have seen here before. Olive, Ari, Matt, a few people who have not been part of the Alberon project yet. Those will kind of be announced as the characters are finished. So check that out sometime in January. But this is the end of our session. This is the end of our year, the 3rd year. Miles, do you want to close this out? Give me 1 second. I got a thing for you here.
Talon got me again.
Go
For that woe
with-
that got directed at
That's
me.
literally, yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
literally what it was.
Thanks, Talon.
Take a swing.
Oh, the punishment. No. Let's see here. Well, it's been a year. That can be said.
Sure can.
And it's been quite a Well, I would say our campaign is as rocky as this year has been, but it seems like we're finally gaining ground, and hopefully that is mirrored in next year and next session. And,
Again.
huh?
Maybe I'll die again.
And maybe, yeah, start off the year with a bang. And a new character and a new you. That's what New Year's about, right? So maybe this will thematically all wrap itself up nice and well. But yes, enjoy the holidays and have a good New Year, and we'll see you on the other side.
Have a good New Year's, guys.
Bye.
Bye.